Live stream, so we can find it down, please.
I'm here for chaos.
Bring it to order. Thank you. All right. We're unmuted. Okay, so just a quick explanation before we start with, we're gonna do attendance, but essentially, if you guys remember, this 3 weeks ago at this point, we paused, we went into recess from the second budget GBM. What we were doing right before we made that motion and approved that motion was debating this amendment, which had already been proposed. We'd already gone through question and answer. So once we finish roll call and finish my explanation, we will jump right in to debating this amendment. So a couple other pieces of information just to try to make things as clear as possible. We're going to continue to go through these amendments. At any point, someone can make a motion to the previous question, and that will then end this second budget meeting. So we're still in the second budget meeting right now. Once we have concluded the second budget meeting, we will begin the third budget meeting, which is essentially just a final vote on the budget. A few other points before we start. We've talked about these things a lot. Obviously, we're going to have an opportunity to talk about them again, but please try to, only speak if you have something new to say. We've said a lot of things time and time again. So, we're trying to make this as an efficient process as possible. So please only speak if you have something new to say. Also, we're all here to support the student body, to make everyone's lives better. We all give up a lot of time to do this. We're all volunteering. So I think, we should lead with that. We're all here to make everyone else's lives better. No one should be out to get anyone. We should be doing this in a respectful way. And I hope we can maintain that throughout the meeting, and I'll make sure that people's comments are appropriate as they need to be. Also, I do ask that you fill out the admin response form that Naya sent out prior to the meeting so that we can speed up our GBM after. We're going to do the second budget meeting, then the third budget meeting, and then we'll have a normal budget meeting. This room is booked till 11:55 p.m., which was the latest I could do from Morton operations. So, hopefully we don't need that whole time, but we have it until then. Obviously, once we're done with the third budget GBM, the financial designates no longer have to be here, but if you would like to join us, you absolutely welcome to. So please fill out the admin response form. That will help us speed things up later on. Again, please keep things respectful. We're going to have a great debate on all these amendments. We're here allocating $3 million. Take this responsibility seriously. This is a huge responsibility that we have. We're very lucky to even have $3 million to give out. So, take this seriously, be respectful, and we're going to get this done today. So thank you all so much. We're going to start with roll call. Take it away.
Okay, Naya.
Hi.
Musab.
Here.
Earl.
Here.
No. I'm here. Aya.
Yeah.
Miriam.
Here.
De Silva.
Here.
Chinmay.
Here.
Anvi. Here. Aisha.
Here.
Eddie.
Here.
Chica.
Here.
Kashi. Shaughnessy.
Here.
Oh, Ben Woodsy. Okay. Pierce.
Here.
Ryan. Yadu.
Here.
Yulu. Stanley.
Here.
Amira.
Here.
Samyam.
Here.
Charmaine.
Here.
Solon.
Here.
DK. Sophie.
Here.
Ryan Lauren. Vox. All right. Rafa.
Here.
Gustav. Asif. Minna. Kennedy.
Here.
Jeffrey.
Here.
Anjali. Alexa. Gracie.
Here.
Madiha. AJ. Nina.
Here.
David. Catherine.
Here.
Maura Lockbay. Here. Emily. Here. Melinda. Here. Sahasra. Here. Kaylin. She's here.
Kaylin?
Anaya. Alex.
Here.
Simon.
Here.
Jocelyn Vargas. Here. Sophia Chen. Pablo Cherkis.
Here.
Simi. Ruhan. Sebastian. No. Khalil. Ridvick.
That was the solo.
Dawson.
Here.
Arian. Jocelyn Cruz. Madeline. Jack.
Here.
Nicole. Here. Aditya.
So if we keep the cross like down, please.
Pablo Chang.
Here.
And any members of, okay, any members of the public who are not financial designates. Okay, Victor and David.
Any other members of the public that aren't financial designates? No.
And then. And, okay,
Sorry, I might have missed you calling my name.
I think you did, but yes, hello. And financial designates, so. Tasia from Spec. Emily from SKU. Who else is a financial unit? Labs. Who else? Mert. And. I'm sorry,
NEC.
NEC.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Usair.
Okay, sorry. And, anyone else?
Do we have a class board financial designate?
Oh, sure, I'll do that.
Okay. Brian?
Sorry. Wait.
There's no rule against it.
Okay, that's it.
And then, SAC,
Where's that?
SAC is supposed to be here. He's on the regional rail. I guess, is there anyone else from SAC for now?
No.
Okay, I guess it's, are you?
I'm not part of that.
Okay, we'll have to go for now. Great. All right, so we're gonna jump right in. Again, just so you all remember, we are resuming the meeting that we started a few weeks ago. We could just quickly scroll through this, Mo, so everyone can remember what we're debating. This was presented and questions were asked and answered. So you can also pull this up. I think this was sent around, but provides rationale for the budget amendments. This is transferring money from several different boards. So, make sure you're fully aware of exactly what's going on with this. But without further ado, I will take people and I'll write it down to make sure that we are being fair to debate this. We're gonna have 5 minutes for debate to start. Of course, we can always extend this, and we're gonna do a minute speaking time. So do we have people that would like to debate? Here's. Any others? So.
No point of order.
Yeah.
If the line item for airport shuttles is only $4,000, but the amendment says $8,000, are we allowed to modify that?
That's the new amendment.
Oh,
I don't know if you know it.
okay, so the second point of order is that, are we allowed to split this amendment up, or do we have to vote on that entirely or reject it?
So we've already introduced this, so we're debating this right now, and this is, I've grouped this together, I have discretion to group it, it was already grouped, and I think we should keep it.
So, my question is,
So we're gonna
We
vote on
vote
it, we're gonna
either-
debate on this,
that's not,
what are you asking?
I'm asking, do we either approve it in its entirety
Yes,
or reject it in its entirety?
Correct.
There's no in between.
correct.
Okay.
My
Are we allowed to
apologies.
make it, oh,
There can be one amendment to an amendment,
that's what.
Okay, thank you.
that's it. Anyone else that would like to speak in debate? Is that it? Okay, seeing that's it, again, we have 5 minutes if others would like to speak later on. You can, give me 1 moment to start. Stopwatch here. We'll begin here, so whenever you're ready.
Yeah, because I guess the question I just asked is that like, we either approve this or in its entirety or reject this in its entirety, like. I don't see this being approved. The primary reason I really see this happening is in the class boards. Funding, I have been on class board, like, I don't see the point of this funding being restored. Especially because retreat, like, there is no educational portion of retreat, like was stated earlier. That happens separately from the actual class board retreat, so because we can only. I think some of the other amendments we should discuss and debate about, but because we can only approve it in entirety or reject it in entirety, this amendment shouldn't pass. I yield my time.
Thank you. So whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so you don't need to rehash all like the arguments from 3 weeks ago, but update on the numbers. 503 tickets were sold in spring, 588 were sold in fall. That brings 1,091 riders to airport shuttles. 4,000 cut would be like a total cut. Airport shuttle service would go away. And then I think when we think about reductions in general, think about like who is being affected broadly and like the impact of the money that's being taken away as a service. Most notably, I think cutting SAC is like a knife to the chest to a lot of the clubs. And then obviously, I mean, it made no service cuts to the rest of the stuff, but we're having discussed more. I'll yield.
Good, so we still have 3 minutes. Would anyone else like to speak? I see Simon. Anyone else that would like to speak at this time? Khalil? David, is that a hand or no? You're just waving yourself? I'm just home. That's great. All right, Simon, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I just wanted to go off a little bit more of what Musab said, and provide some numbers into it. So last year, academic year 24-25, there were roughly 300 groups that SAC provided funding to. Now there are 614 groups. Only undergraduate, there's 781 graduates including. So the funding that SAC was able to give like per group was roughly $4,000 previously before this amendment or before the funding model changed. Now it's $1,161 per group. And so we're already seeing massive decreases in what clubs are actually able to do. And so again, another cut to SAC is really just a knife into the heart of a lot of clubs, but specifically it really impacts cultural clubs at a much higher stake. And so I don't think that this should pass just for that. I yield my time.
Thank you. Quill?
Honestly, I find it surprising and like kind of not very asked to read even the amendments because we are literally saying, let's get rid of a program that offers 1,000 students over 2 semesters solution to go to the airport. And let's get rid of like 4,000 for like a huge amount of SACS funding, which are having reduced funding crisis this next year, according to all the numbers, and just give it to us as student government to get food and get like internal funding. That's not fair. That does not represent us. That should not represent us as like student government by any means. And honestly, if like we are getting rid of UA airport shuttle and like some SAC funding for like some pieces, and you'll be all okay with that, then we should all review like what student government like stands for and what we should really like. Who are we serving, or serving ourselves or serving our constituents through like these projects?
Thank you. We still have 1 minute. Would anyone else like to speak?
Motion to allow debate.
Second.
Second.
All elected members in favor? Any opposed? That motion clearly passes. We'll now enter voting procedure. Just to remind everyone, this is 60% of members present in order to be approved. So we'll make sure that if it's close, we'll do the math and make sure we're all golden here. But it's 60% of members present. There'll be a roll call vote, and Julia will begin that in just a moment.
Point of
Okay.
order, can you clarify which one pro and con is yes or no?
Yeah, so if you're voting pro, you're in favor of this amendment
In its entirety.
in its entirety. And if you're voting con, you are against this amendment.
Point of order, you want to say pro or con or A?
A or. Go with that.
Alright. Maya,
Nay.
Wissam,
No.
Aiden.
No.
Mo,
Nay.
I abstain. Taya. Nay. Miriam,
Abstain.
Silva,
Nay.
Chinmay. Bobby, nay. Eddie. Eddie,
Oh, sorry. Well, that nay.
okay, Fishy. Not here, I'm sorry. Shaughnessy,
Nay.
Ben, or Ben's not here, I'm sorry. Aisha,
Nay.
Ashika.
Abstain.
Pierce,
Nay.
Ryan. Oh, he's not here. Stanley,
Yay.
Amira. Nay. Samyang,
Nay.
Ramin. Nay. Zolan. Sophie. Ryan. ZK. And Kavance.
Nay.
Okay. The vote does not pass, 0 A's, 18 A, and 5 abstentions.
Thank you. Okay, give me 1 moment and we will move on to the next amendment.
Oh, shit.
Wait, I don't know if it's the next
Yeah,
one.
sorry.
Yeah,
We're gonna do, I think we're gonna do. She could next. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's do amendment 2 for.
Chico?
Yeah. Okay, so 1 moment. Procedure. All right, so. So you have, or first, actually, do we have a UA member that is presenting this? That is proposing this amendment? And then is there a co-sponsor as well?
Does she need a?
Yes, a UA.
I'll
like
like
the
the
number. Okay. So you'll have 1 minute to explain the amendment, and then there'll be 3 minutes of question and answer. And question and answer will be capped at 30 seconds each. We'll then have 1 minute for budget committee to respond. And then the UA will debate amendment. So whenever you're ready, you'll have 1 minute to present. Again, we're just talking about amendment number 2 here. But whenever you're ready, you'll have 1 minute.
Give me a couple seconds.
Yeah, no worries.
Sorry, I was like eating.
You're good. I guess while we're waiting, just to clarify, Ben is not here. He would normally be as the SBT, the financial designate for the UA. Musab will assume that role, and I know Zach is now here somewhere. There he is, so he'll now be the SAC financial designate. Yeah.
But you're with a K or an H or no H or a no.
Just spell your name.
Okay,
Okay, I'm looking at his LinkedIn.
It's with an H.
As an inch.
you're just gonna be sad. No.
Sure, I'm down.
I just don't have an H or a K, you know,
Yeah.
Zach for sack, you know?
Yeah, rebel against the system.
All right, are you good?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, whenever you're ready, 1 minute.
Okay, so this is an amendment that I first sent over to exec on February 25th. So there's been some changes in the writing, to the amendment. I mean, everything here is accurate and the amendment is the same. There's just been some updates in the rationale, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the amendment I'm proposing is decreasing $1,200. This is the spec pop-up giveaway food, giveaway items facilities. You can see it on the spreadsheet very clearly. And then increasing the UA operations, UA initiatives development, and maybe adding a new line item called dining innovation pilot subsidies. To go over some of the rationale, like very briefly, I mean, it's written here as well. But I mean, in DHT committee, I've been working on a very project that I'm very passionate about. It's the Noodle Nook. It's a ramen vending machine for students, by students. It's literally coming this week. So this money is not for Noodle Nook. It is not going towards Noodle Nook. This money would be going towards projects that new members can work on, like newly elected members, associate members, etc. So this is something for the future of the UA. How much more time do I have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wrap it in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Great, thank you so much. So we'll now have 3 minutes of Q&A. These are gonna be capped at 30 seconds each. Do we have people that would like to ask questions? I see Silva. Other peers? Is that a hand? Other questions? Right. Any other questions at this time? Okay, so these are gonna be 30 seconds for both the question and response, and it's a total of 3 minutes. This can be extended at any point. And we'll start with you, Silva.
Thank you so much, Shika. First off, great job so far with the Noodle Nook. I guess my question is like, why is dining in particular more deserving of like these subsidies than other branches of UA? And then also like, I feel like a lot of the work that we do in DHT doesn't necessarily always go with like introducing like new things into like the student body. It's more holding business services accountable for the services that they provide.
You so,
So
sorry, apologies.
I'm out of time.
You have 10 more seconds, sorry.
I yield the rest to Ishika to answer.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Wait,
40
what was-
seconds.
My question is why is dining more deserving of this than other branches of UA? And then why do we need subsidies for dining specific projects when a lot of DHT's work is holding business services accountable?
Okay.
40 seconds.
Wait, that's it?
Yep.
Nope. Okay. To speak on the why dining is more deserving, I'm just speaking from personal experience. I mean, Noodle Nook is a project I've been working on for 4 months, and I'm in the dining housing and transit committee. Like, I just joined the UA in special elections. So that's out of personal experience, but also the conversations that I've had with a lot of the people in this room. And what was the second part of your question?
Why do we need a subsidies when a lot of DHT's work is holding business services accountable? We're not necessarily introducing new things to campus. We're just working with them to like force business services to introduce things.
Well, I mean, I think even from my perspective, having that subsidy would have been so helpful to actually like jumpstart this project. Like for Noodle Nook, I mean, I felt like I was alone for the most part at the start. To be transparent. So, can I have?
You can, if people ask more questions, there's still time for more, we can come back with us. Pierce?
Yeah, I have 3 questions. My first one is, why do you want to get rid of this portion of spec pop-up? Like, what's the rationale for that? It's a significant, like, part of their winter event budget. What do you think the purpose of this is, and why doesn't it fall under UA initiative development in general? And then what do you think the purpose of the UA is in general? Question, like, do you think the purpose of the UA is more like working with administration to pilot their initiatives, or do you think it is the UA running their own initiatives with their own money?
That's
That's
Thank you.
To answer the first question, or the second question, it's to like work with administration. So, yeah. What's your first question? I'm trying to pull up the email.
Why do you want to get rid of this portion of spec pop-up? Like if you're rationale for that?
Yeah. Give me a second to pull up the- So, okay, I mean, I reached out to Spec Pop-Up, so I emailed them on Sunday, March 1st. I emailed Teha and David and then CC Mo. And essentially sent them the amendment, said, hey, like, this is my rationale. I would love to hear your thoughts. And Teha did reply to me. And so, sorry? Tasia, sorry. Tasia did reply to me, my bad, sorry. She did reply to me, and even at the like last budget GBM, I asked a lot of questions about spec, especially about spec pop-up, to just like make sure that like what this is doing is an overall like
That's
but
give you a lot of extra time. So that's the type of that. Again, we can extend this. If someone wants to extend the question answer capped period, we can also do that. But we'll move on to. Go ahead.
First, amazing work with like projects. But I have two questions. Last time presented projects was more of a vending machine, a private vendor. So did that change? Yeah, so and also if so, what happened like to change that? Is it part of the dining plan or not? Second question, why is even where like funding it? Like people pay $7,000 already on dining plans, why are you funding it? Like why are you subsidizing like another dining initiative? I use this stuff.
30 seconds.
wait, can you reword the question?
So first question, is it part of dining plan, yes or no, or is it still under the private vendor? Second, why are we giving like why are we funding it? Why are we paying all of us like $7,000 to get dining plans?
Okay, first question, I'm just gonna say I have a confidentiality agreement on that point. So still in progress. Second question, why we should, like, why the UA should fund dining subsidies, is that your question? Okay, I mean, like, the UA initiative development, like, it doesn't have to be a new line item for like dining innovations, we can make an amendment to change that. But for the UA initiatives development fund, like, that can go towards like projects in any committee, correct me if I'm wrong. No. It can go to projects in any committee, right? So that helps answer.
Thank you. Ryan, 30 seconds.
I'm just gonna yield back to the chair. I think my concerns have already been addressed.
Okay. Are there,
Motion to elect Q&A.
is there a second?
Second.
All those elected members in favor? Any opposed? That motion clearly passes. We will enter voting procedure. Again, this requires, I'm sorry, I'm so sincerely apologize. Thank you. Yes, we will enter debate.
Motion to elect Q&A.
Is there a second?
Second.
All elected members in favor? Please raise your hands high if you're in favor of elapsing debate.
One word.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's the motion?
So we're now, there's a motion to elapse debate. We've just entered debate because we elapsed Q&A. So this motion is to elapse debate. So if you are an elected member in favor of elapsing debate, please raise your hand high. Put it up. Okay, any opposed to elapsing debate? Oh, boy. All right, we're gonna have to do a brief roll call here.
Okay, no, it's fine. I withdraw my motion.
All right, we'll have debate. Again, this is 1 minute, 5 minutes total, 1 minute speaking time. I'll give you 1 moment to write a list here. Who would like to speak for debate? Okay. You have to be yielded time if you're not a UA member. Good. So you want to speak?
Yeah.
Mo, anyone else like to speak? Yours? Hold on. Silva. David, so we are, I would say we are over 5 at this point, so if we'll take their full minute. We'll need to extend. Anyone else that would like to speak during debate for this amendment? Would anyone else like to speak? So again, we'll do 1 minute, total of 5 minutes, which can always be extended. We'll begin with Mo.
I yield my time to Tisha.
I don't think anyone is surprised in my stance as spec treasurer, but cutting $1,200 from pop-up's budget would be detrimental to their winter events. They would immediately have to, get rid of an entire event there. And especially given like a lot of our facilities fees, like again, an entire event would be gone. I would also argue that like from a UA perspective, I've never heard anyone complain that they don't have ramen on campus. Like you can go to Brahmin's, use your dining plan and use dining dollars to get ramen. And I don't want to, sacrifice the work that anyone in UA has put into this initiative, but I would argue that pop-up events bring a lot more joy to Penn's campus than a ramen vending machine when you can get ramen anywhere on campus. Right? And there's 3 events in a pop-up semester. I think that's bringing again a lot more joy than that ramen idea.
Thank you so much. Now we'll go to Pierce. You have 1 minute.
Yeah, I generally agree with what you're saying, Teja. I would hesitate to compare joy from 2 things, but like I think that spec needs this money, and I think the UA has like UA initiatives development line item for this reason. I'm not sure it's the purpose of the UA to pilot dining innovation with this $1,200 when it should be business services doing that, and the UA's like purview should be pushing business services to make these pilots. Yeah, I yield my time.
Thank you. Now we'll have Simon. Solon, I apologize. My handwriting is not the best. Solon.
I didn't know my plans.
Beck. Is there anyone in particular?
Taser?
I don't think I would add anything beyond what I already said. But if there's a specific point about pop-up's budget that anyone wants me to address, I'm happy to do that. Again, this would eliminate an entire event from pop-up. They've already been facing a lot of issues this year with trying to source vendors. And again, like the idea of getting ramen versus getting like a Philly staple, something more exciting. I think honestly, a lot of the job of both spec and UA is to bring joy to campus. I think like joy is something that we really do have to think about here, because like, yeah, I've never just heard anyone really talk about like scarcity of ramen on campus, but like scarcity of like new and interesting foods and giveaway items. I don't think anyone's complaining about that.
Do you have a point of order?
No.
I'll add you to the queue. We're gonna be.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Next is Silva.
Yeah, I kind of want to I guess I'll provide a little bit of DHT perspective from this one. Once again, the New Nook has been a really good initiative. I am really opposed towards line iteming, I guess, initiatives specifically for dining, just because, as Pierce really well put, like a lot of DHT's work is about working with business services to address the inadequacies of the services that they provide across Penn's dining halls, residential halls, and transportation system. It is not the responsibility of the UA to start funding initiatives when it's fully business services responsibility to be providing these services. And what's it called? I think it's kind of setting a bad precedent if we decide to now fund other dining initiatives. Once it's fully stopped, business services should be taking account for it, and that is a part of their growth as an organization. So I'm just not really in favor of line iteming it specifically for dining in any way. This was more generally for UA initiatives. I would still kind of be opposed because spec pop-up, as we've all heard, really strapped for cash. And this money does go a long way in reaching a lot of students and providing them at least some joy for those that are able to go to it. Once again, joy coming from a pop-up versus a vending machine is difficult to quantify, but nonetheless, I don't think we should be having something that's specifically line itemed for dining with business services if that's their job. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Chief, you have 1 minute.
Okay, thank you all for your insights. Paige, I wanted to apologize for getting your
so fine.
To address some things that have been said, I just wanna like reemphasize that this benefits the university as a whole. It doesn't just benefit me like individually. I bring up Noodlenut to say like this is an example of a project that has been done, but there's been so many other great projects, and I also wanted to say that I'm the dining project lead in the HC committee, so I guess that's where the Noodle Nook and all the stripes and dining galleries and like that background is coming from. Like this is something that I've been working on with business services. But I mean, can I make motion to change the amendment?
There can be one, I'm gonna stop this, take this to the point of order.
Yeah, point of order.
So there can be one amendment to the amendment, which is requires a 50% majority or a majority vote by the assembly. So that can be proposed at any time.
Motion to amend amendment number 2. And the change that I would like to make, based on recent conversations and based on the fact that this document is like over 2 weeks old, and there have been updates since then. Like scratch the new line item part. So in decrease spec pop-up, increase UA initiatives development. I hope that makes sense.
Can we, yeah, can we do it on the Google Doc? Just give us a moment here, folks, so we can actually edit this document. I appreciate everyone's patience. Also, just want to be abundantly clear that these candies were left here prior to the meeting starting. We did not purchase any food for this meeting. I want to be very, very clear about that.
And Michelle gave these blueberries to me as a gift.
Yeah.
I gave it to all of you guys.
I ate them all.
Have his own wallet.
As you said.
Really sour though.
We'll be better.
Shika, is it the same ration?
But you can also turn this.
You just do that.
Stop it, girl.
Three.
I'm sorry, what anti-level what activist?
David, Cleo, and you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's the cut. I think it's the cut that's really inspiring me. What's up?
No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm emailing them like, I'm scheduled saying for tomorrow.
Just like say that like.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
So like, that's why they're getting, that's the thing, they don't do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is. I'm still emailing them. I'm getting that info. Dude,
All right, guys, we can bring it back. We can bring calling the meeting to order.
We can rub it down.
Thank you.
I'm gonna kiss you.
All right, we're on Zoom and we're recording. If you want to say that. Just give us just a second here. Sure. A little harder for me to think that. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so just to be clear with everyone, if you look up on the screen here, I encourage everyone to look up from their laptops for a moment. I'm being very generous and not being strict on that today, so you're welcome for that. But please look up for a split second to understand what we're now debating. We are still in debate, which is about to elapse, but that is ended in a moment. So again, we're decreasing $1,200 from spec pop-up, the winter event, and then we're gonna increase it to UA operations with specifically the initiatives development.
Motion to extend it by 3 minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All elected members in favor?
Wait, how long are we extended?
I said 3.
3 minutes. There are currently 3 more people on the queue. Any opposed to extending debate You're opposed, man? Oh. I think so. That motion clearly passes. Will. Sorry, I'm not trying to be feisty today. I'm trying to give cordial, respectful, joyous time. As we all bring joy, to the student body. So we will have 3 more minutes. Again, we're gonna continue on with the queue that we established earlier on. To ensure that we're being fair. David, you are going to kick us off. We have 1 minute.
Right now?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. I think this has the opportunity to be a great idea. I do think $1,200 is too much to take from spec pop, as I do say with this ship. And, bringing joy, I was persuaded last time. That being said, I do think we could decrease it to maybe, like a less, like, what is it, a less controversial amount to say, I don't think we need $1,200 to, help with, initiatives or developments here. But I think like it's still a good idea to have because a lot of the projects that UA does, sometimes might require money for surveys that, business services might not give us. So my suggestion or my I would support it if it was decreased to say like just 200. I yield my time to Ashiko.
There's no time, so thank you so much. Khalil, you have 1 minute.
Like, even though I'm still not confident how we can like use joy as like viable performance indicator, like how are we allocating like our money as student governments. However, I strongly believe that this should be business like operations, like spending, not student spending, because like it's the benefit of the contractor will be on their side. If it isn't like that, they'll get the money. Like in every aspect, they are more beneficial than students. Yes, we may need it, we may want something late night, but also like they need to pay for it. Like they're getting a lot of money already from everyone, and it's part of their job to do a better job. And if you want to try something new, it's on them to pay for it, not on the students. So that's like my main issue.
Hey, you still have 15 seconds.
That's
All right, Naya, 1 minute.
I think, I guess before, prior to this particularly being changed and specifically the wording as regards to like the Noodle Nook, my understanding is that project was one, not created to address specifically scarcity of ramen on campus, but more so expanding late night options available on campus. And that's my understanding, this will be open until at least 12 a.m. When Commons closes. So just that. I also don't think it's valuable to again compare projects per se. It doesn't get us anywhere. It gets into this loop where we just keep going back and forth. But I also am not necessarily in favor of taking this much money from spec pop-up, given that it would be pretty detrimental to their operations.
You still have 25 seconds.
I feel like that's fair.
Thank you very much. So the queue is done. There's like
Motion
45.
closed.
There's a second.
Second.
All elected members can pick for the lapse in Q&A. Any opposed? Motion clearly passes. We will now enter voting procedure at this point. Again, we require 60% of members present to approve this. If you're voting aye, you are in favor of this amendment, which is the amendment on the screen. If you're voting nay, you are against the amendment. We will begin with a roll call vote.
Okay. Naya,
Nay.
Musa,
Nay.
Aiden,
Nay.
Mo,
Nay.
I vote. Taya,
Nay.
Miriam,
Nay.
De Silva,
Hey.
Chinman. Tommy or zombies?
You should be here. What was that?
Nay. Eddie,
What's it matter?
Honesty,
Nay.
Aisha. Wait, she's not. Ishika.
Nay.
Oh,
Wait,
I,
I'm here.
sorry. Ishika,
Abstain.
Pierce. Stanley,
Yeah.
Amira. Samyang,
Nay.
Charmaine,
Yay.
Solon,
Nay.
Sophie,
Yay.
Ryan,
Abstain.
ZK.
Nay.
Savant.
Nay.
This amendment does not pass. 0A, 19 nay, 2 abstain.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will now do Ryan's amendment. These. Then we'll go back to, we'll go back to, she goes first. Do that last one.
Yes.
Oh, cause it was in turn. You wanna come up, Brian? Sure.
Everybody, I guess, 1 minute, not, well, 1 minute.
So guys, we could bring it back, please, quiet down. I don't know, 1 minute and then we'll have to. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Good evening, members of the undergraduate assembly and members of the public. I'm gonna make this short and sweet, just like me, because I thought I had 2 minutes. So basically, I want to move $500 from 3 spec line items, which is the pop away giveaway, the pop up giveaway food, and the attendee experience. So I want to be pretty direct about why the pop up giveaway items and giveaway food line items only benefit people that choose to attend that specific event on that specific day. And the number of attendees at pop-up events continues to dwindle. Spec's financial designate herself describes these pop-ups as relatively small events. When you compare that to broader events like Unite or Econ Scream, where Joy, which is like, I guess the metric which we're using to quantify this, is spread to the student body more broadly. And these are traditions that help the entire class come together. And if you're not at these pop-up events, you receive nothing. This is not an argument necessarily against the event itself. It's mostly an argument against putting too much of our limited budget towards the most optional line items. The winter giveaway budget is $6,000. If Spec believes that losing $500 from their giveaway items would seriously hurt their ability to run a successful event, they are more than welcome to make that case to the body, but I just think that this is for the purpose.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have Liz here. We're gonna have 3 minutes for questions. Again, those questions and answers are gonna be capped at 30 seconds each. Would anyone like to ask a question?
Oh,
Sorry, I'm writing the list. You're good, I'm writing the list.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
You cannot, but if some UA member would like to yield. Okay, we'll have Mo, it's gonna yield. Others that would like to ask questions? Here's. Other questions? Again, or,
Wait,
I
didn't know if you were quitting.
oh no, I got you the first time. You're the first one. Yeah. Other questions? Anyone else that would like to ask a question? Any on Zoom? Alright. Oh, would someone?
I'll yield.
Okay, we'll have to still yield.
We'll leave it.
All right, anyone else? Wonderful. All right. Oh, my sincere apologies. Okay, is there anyone else that would like to? Okay, wonderful. So we'll begin. Jermaine, you have 30 seconds.
I just wanted to ask why specifically the software class ordered this, and I can yield the rest of my time.
Yeah, I mean, so what I was gonna try and explain is like in the delivery clauses is like a lot of the class board events, I noticed specifically for both the freshman and the sophomore class board. I picked sophomore class board because I felt like that was where I was most able to comment. Like, I feel like the amount of money that's being allocated is like not actually how much it costs. That was why at the previous budget meeting, I said that we should reallocate the budget for the freshmen, but this is more forward facing and trying to anticipate some of the costs that we have. So I'm reallocating some of the money towards merchandise subsidies to try and make merchandise more accessible to the general student body. And then a lot of it is, the 500 of it is being allocated, or 1,000 total is being allocated towards the events fund. And that's just because as the cost of these events is rising, we think that $1,000 would make a negative difference in
making sure that we're able to have events to the full scale that we might. For example, we wanted to have a formal event, but we were unable to pay the $4,000 deposit. And I think the same thing is true because so much of our funding for software was earmarked. Yeah.
Well. 30 seconds.
Yeah, why do you think that an event that's targeted, like whether it's sophomore class or freshman class or whatever, targeted at a set number of people is better than an event that's targeted at a large audience?
Like to yield the rest of the.
Yeah, I'll go.
Sure. I mean, I would say that you yourself have mentioned that the amount of events that spec has or the number of attendees has dwindled. But I think more importantly, it's like the burden of proof is on you to say that this is actually going to make it so you are unable to have this event, rather than just not having giveaway food, not having giveaway items. Naya and De Silva both have sort of accepted the notion that reductions in funding for these specific line items would make it so you're unable to have these events. But I just fundamentally disagree with this premise, and I think that you will still be able to have these events without the nearly $6,000 that's already allocated towards the giveaway food.
Thank
Can I respond?
There is 9 seconds. We'd like to, and I do apologize because you are directly implicated in this, you don't need to be yielded time.
Oh, thank you.
But for this, we're still with 9 seconds, so if you want to say something for 9 seconds.
The event entirely is giveaway items and food, so yes, this would entirely eliminate an event, like we couldn't do the event without the.
Wonderful, thank you. Pierce.
So the two, in the speech you made, the two events you mentioned were Unite and Light Up Locust, right? So
Yeah.
Light Up Locust is a junior class board event, so this wouldn't affect it. Unite is $25,000, that is separate line item from the events fund. So how would $500 materially impact $25,000 more than $500 would materially like take away from that? Like, what's your argument there?
My argument there is, sorry, the example of using Unite and Econ Screen was just to demonstrate the fact that I believe the class board is more all-encompassing in terms of its providing benefits to people in these events. I think that because class board is such an important part of Penn's traditions, people are more inclined to all come together. And then to answer the second part of your question, just about how I think it would materially impact us, I think having that additional $1,000 allocated towards the sophomore class events fund would allow us to have more events and be able to create new traditions rather than simply following the set class programming year after year. I think it's important that we have those events to foster class bonding and sort of create a more unique experience for each different class.
Thank you so much. Sophie.
Not sure main half of the question I was gonna ask, but I'll yield my time.
Does it have to be a question?
This is, yes, it does.
Oh. I guess why is concerts being targeted here as well, like the attendee experience line, because those are kind of items that we've mentioned need to be subsidized, or, we wouldn't be able to have them at all, and they very materially affect concert.
Wait, yeah, I mean, just, can I respond? Yeah, so I mean, the attendee experience line item was mentioned in the last budget meeting, and you yourself described it as providing glow sticks and photo booths. And I think that while these are fun and important to having a good event, that doesn't necessarily mean that existentially you're not going to be able to have the event if you don't have these things. So I just don't think it rises to the same level of importance as traditional class board programming, which is a core part of what Penn traditions are. These are fun things, but when we're looking at where we need to make budget cuts, we need to go with the most superfluous items
Here's a
first.
follow-up question, could you not argue the same thing about the events that you're mentioning? That a lot of it is.
That is the time. Thank you so much. Is there a second? All elected members in favor of elapsing Q&A? Any opposed? All right, that motion clearly passes. We have elapsed Q&A. We will now enter debate. We'll do 5 minutes for debate with 1 minute speaking time. Do we have folks that would like to speak now for debate? Brian.
Can I yield time to him?
I will.
You know what? Yeah,
Yeah, then I.
Alright, other folks who'd like to speak in debate here? Anyone else? Alright, so we'll have 1 minute each. Starting with Leo, whenever you're ready.
Great, and so I wanna talk about like, Gloria's like major success, but like. Talking about attendance, class sports events usually like target way bigger like audience, like and have way bigger attendance than like pop-up events. Like we can say at easily like at least 1,000 people attend each like class sport event. And these class sports events are an essential part of our fan tradition for fan experience for every one of us. And I don't, with like no offense to anyone, but like I don't think someone after years remember like a pop-up event that's for sure they will remember like Locust Lightning or like Q-Town or any other software year events. That's as a sophomore this year, I observed a lot of like inefficiencies in their budget because of they don't have a lot of like budget this year, so they didn't grow as well as like last year. So I yield that time to the chair.
Thank you. Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just want to emphasize the fact that this is not like to put down spec in any way or say that their events aren't worthy. I just think it's important to actually look at the budget and see that we already have $6,000 allocated towards this giveaway line item. And when the financial designate herself has described this as providing glow sticks and photo booths, things that are nice to have but don't necessarily make an entire like attendee experience, you see that these line items are not inherently necessary. And it's more important for class board to be able to create unique programming for each class, because at the end of the day, like the UA is trying to allocate funding in a way that benefits the most amount of students. And as the previous speaker mentioned, it's extremely helpful to have that additional funding so that we're able to have new events and more creative programming.
Thank you. Like to yield the rest of your time.
Yeah, I yield to that.
So you, so 1 minute.
Yeah, sophomore class four gets $25,000 for Unite, $8,000 for events fund. I think the logic that taking away like glow sticks in a photo booth, like to fund a class four glow sticks and photo booth, like doesn't make a lot of sense. Secondly, class four benefits from making an immense amount of profit on the merchandise that can be used to A, increase their own merchandise subsidies, and B, also backfill like whatever deficit there is in the events fund. So it seems as though like class board is funded more initially, makes more money into the backfill expenses, and also like I don't see how the events are substantially getting better with this amount of money.
Hey, you still have 25 seconds.
I yield.
Thank you. Taja.
Yeah, I would just like to say the same thing of, funding, glow sticks and that type of thing for class board has no difference in funding it for the concert, but I also feel.
Yeah, first of all, we want to clarify the spec purpose, the 3 events is mastered, so the 6K are divided between the 3 events that they do. So 500 out of like, it's the whole line item, would basically be cutting one event in half. And then because these are going to the class sport events fund and not to any specific event, that also means that it's probably gonna be an event that's gonna be at a specific time, which is what's your main concern we talked, that it's just like 3 or 4 available at that time. And then for the merchandise subsidies, per concert is like at least 5, conservatively, at least 40 people go to a spec concert, so like Spring Flame. So like in the class there's what 2,500 people, so the 500 would be impacting 2,500 people, and then the attendee experience would be going through to like the 4.5K that go to spec concerts at least. Deal my time too.
Thank you very much. ZK.
Yeah, just unaware about use of this, but also what does the question if.
Could you sorry speak up a little bit?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think your ideas are great. The the not having a formula for freshmen slash or sophomore class is regrettable, but something you might want to consider instead of taking budget from spec, because they clearly do need the money as to for business. But besides that, all I wanted to say is understand.
Thank you. We've had a lot of yield time, so time to Pierce.
Yeah, I kind of want to push back on the notion that class board events are more attended. We're looking at the sophomore class board that was not Unite, like not light up focus. Like I think the junior class board height, there were maybe like 8 people or 6 people at. I think that notion shouldn't really be considered. I also think that like the class board funding increases each year. So to allocate $1,000 to the sophomore class board, which would mean they have more funding in the junior class board. That doesn't make sense to me either, so if we were gonna accept this amendment, we would have to rework like the entirety of all four events funds budgets. Yeah, you want.
Thank you. So we have elapsed our debate at this point. We will enter voting procedure because we've reached the time on that, unless there are any motions to extend. None. We'll enter voting procedure. Again, this requires a 60% vote of members present to pass. Voting aye, you're voting in favor of this amendment to pass, and nay, you are against it. We'll do a roll call vote.
Okay, Naya,
Nay.
Doug,
Nay.
Aiden,
Nay.
Ro. Everything. Taya, nay. Miriam,
Nay.
De Silva,
Abstain.
Chinmay,
Abstain.
Convi, nay. Eddie,
Nay.
Shaughnessy,
Nay.
Aisha,
Nay.
Shika. Okay. Pierce. Stanley,
Nay.
Mira. Nay. Samya,
Nay.
Charmaine. Nay. Solon. Sophie. Ryan. Okay. Sorry, ZK. Nay. Vance. Okay. This amendment does not pass. 1A, 19 nay, 2 abstain.
Thank you. We now have the NEC amendment. I'm not sure. Is there a UA member that is proposing this? Aisha, you proposed- Okay, great. Is there a co-sponsor from the UA? Like, Mo will co-sponsor it. So Aisha, you will have 1 minute to present the budget amendment, and then we will have 3 minutes of Q&A. So whenever you're ready, 1 minute to present the amendment.
Okay, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
So basically, the NEC has the midnight breakfast, and this event it hopes to get a lot of voters for class board and also the UA. In the past, they've had around $3,000 that would be allocated to this event. However, there isn't, I believe, any money allocated this year. So what the budget or what the amendment is trying to solve is that we're gonna have the $300 that was cut from the new member orientation, redirected to the midnight breakfast, and then the $800 that was cut from the merch also be redirected to the midnight breakfast. But basically, the reason why this event is important, why this needs funding, is because it just helps get a lot of voter engagement. I remember when I was a freshman, I'm a sophomore last year, I found out about like class board voting and everything like related to UA through this event. And I think one of the biggest, I guess, push factors is having food. Yeah, I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you so much. We will now have 3 minutes for question and answer. Again, these are capped at 30 seconds each. Do we have any questions? Naya?
I have a question.
A question or like point of order, if I could just clarify. Like a question about the amendment?
No, point of order. Sorry.
Go ahead, you can.
Is there any way I can have Uzair, who's from NAC, answer the questions or no?
Yeah, he's directly implicated in this, so, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Sorry, so we have Naya, so you don't have a question, right? Just to be
No.
clear. Questions? Other questions? Leo? Any other questions? Alright, but let's refrain from the scene gestures, please.
Well, it's not much.
Other questions? Any on Zoom? Okay, we have 30 seconds each for these questions and responses. Naya, whenever you're ready, 30 seconds.
Yeah, what was there? Dante, hi. Could you like confirm per chance the amount of attendance you guys have had at like the insomnia events and midnight breakfast? Cause I think last year there might have been a lot of extra food, so I'm not sure if we can quantify how.
In the fall, we ran
Ran out last.
Yeah, we ran out last semester and we had to end the event early because we did run out. In the past, we've usually maybe like generously, we might have only had like one box left over. But this year we like ran out completely and we're just going off of like whatever happened in the fall. And we realized that this year we only had $1,000. That was like for this year's budget that was allocated. That is not enough at all. In the past, it's been $3,000. What we realized was, even though like we're not asking to get the 3,000, we're like trying to find like a middle ground between the 1,000 and 3,000 and ask for 2,000. So we're not asking for too much. We're not even asking to get all that money back.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, once, 30 seconds.
Quick question, is the midnight breakfast separate from the insomnia event, or is that like one?
It's one event. It's midnight breakfast / insomnia event.
Also, that's just one event.
It's just one event, yeah, but it happens twice. It happens in the fall and spring.
So,
Go ahead, so you still have time.
wait, no, I think I'll just listen to other. Sorry.
You want to yield the rest of your time?
Yeah, I'll use the rest of my time.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Khalil, 30 seconds.
For the surgeon and next voters, how much is the surge? Like, are you talking about like 300 people like extra or just like 50s or hundreds extra? Also, about can you explain more like how it's funding work between spring and fall? Like, so is it like 500 each event or like 1,000 each event?
So we actually went over our budget amount last semester. We went to about 800 and 900 for that last event. So we're low key, we might have to like redirect some funds and we're like trying to save as much as cost so that we can even pay for like this next event that's happening. That's why we're asking for this amount to be increased for next year because we do not want to do that and pull it from other funds. So we actually went over our budget. I think for the fall it was 900.
What about the numbers?
The numbers for
The surge that happens.
I can't confirm that right now because I don't have the election information, but I'm sure our chair, she has like I think she has like the amount, like the time, like the logs for like when people vote. But it is a big event. And also not only is it just for voting, it's also for candidates. A lot of candidates come out and they campaign during that time.
Thank you so much. All right, so
I'm good.
you don't want, okay, Naya. You have 30 seconds.
So you guys spend the like large, whatever the allocation is, just on insomnia cookies? And
Yeah.
you guys, is it like just because it's tradition or because this is just what you guys like?
That's usually what's allocated every year to that event. So we actually had to, because we only had $1,000, so we worked with this past year. We had to reduce the amount by a lot. We basically used up most of the budget for the event last semester.
So can you guys look into other vendors and that would give you the most bang for your buck?
I mean, historically, it's always been insomnia cookies. It's just convenient too, because we usually host our event at Penn Commons, so we just pick it up and then go over there, because then we'd have to deal with the cost of like an event.
Oh, you.
Once.
So wait, you said that there was a surge in students. You guys had to do the event early, the insomnia cookie event last semester.
Yeah, that's usually when we see a lot of people voting during that time, because what ends up happening is students come to the event and vote there, and we don't see their votes, obviously.
Wait, no, yeah, I was
PC.
there, I was there last semester, but I'm just gonna say, I don't know how true that is, because I vividly remember my roommates and I being given like half a box of insomnia cookies as they were left over, and they were like the white chocolate ones.
We'll keep this a question and answer.
Oh, sorry, so like, I just wanna know, like, is it true that you guys had to end the event early? Is that a true statement?
Yeah, I would say so. And I mean, in the past, it's always been like around that time. I think usually it's between an hour and a half. So I'm not sure. Maybe there was like a couple.
Yeah. Can we keep the crosstalk down, please? Thank you. Feel free to finish that. Yeah.
I really might.
Okay. So that is it for Q&A, unless you want to extend. If not, we will now move on to debate. We have 5 minutes for debate with 1 minute speaking time. do we have anyone, does anyone want to speak?
Motion to love.
Is there a second? Oh, yeah, can we get an elected member to do it, just?
Motion to love.
What? Sorry? Well, we've already made the motion, so we'll see what happens. You could withdraw it.
I was.
Okay, so you want to debate? CK. Anyone else wants to speak? Debate? All right, whenever you're ready, you have 1 minute.
Yeah, I just wanna echo what Karan said, because a few of us were at the fall elections, and I think that was, for the lack of a better phrase, one of the events that did not help our voting pool very much. But I also like to understand what the impact on second of this $1,000 deficit. How do you make them?
I think there'd be mayhem in the streets, to be quite honest with you. I think there's because untold damage to Penn as an institution and quite frankly, the nerve shaking score.
Thank you. Do you want to yield?
Thank you. I yield my time.
Thank you. Anyone else that would like to speak in debate? We still have 4 minutes. Or is there a motion? Motion or previous question?
Whoa.
Motion's board restricted.
Wait,
Would someone raise their hand?
do we want to?
Wait, I didn't see someone raise their hand to talk. Did someone?
Oh, would you go to the previous question? It's not for the whole question.
Or like the previous question.
To the specific amendment.
Okay. Is there a second?
They didn't have like gasp.
Is there a second?
Second.
All elected members in favor?
So for reference, this is to go to voting procedures for this amendment.
Correct.
Yeah.
All elected members in favor? Any
Right, bro.
Any opposed? Put your hands down if you're in favor. That motion clearly passes. We will enter voting procedure. This requires a 60% positive vote of members present. If you're voting aye, you are in favor. If you're voting nay, you are against. We will do a roll call vote.
Naya,
No, nay.
Musab,
Okay.
Aiden,
Nay.
Mo,
Nay.
I abstain. Taya, nay. Miriam,
Abstain.
De Silva,
Nay.
Chinmay,
Said.
Hanvi,
Nay.
Eddie,
No.
sorry, Aiden, Jonathan,
Abstain.
Aisha,
A.
Ishika, Kier. Kier? Are you saying my name? Yeah, sorry. Oh, me. Stanley,
Nay.
Amira, Samya,
Nay.
Charmaine, Solon, Sophie, Ryan,
Nay.
A,
Yes.
and, okay, ZK. Wait, what? This is so confusing, Carol. Kavance. All right, the amendment does not pass. 2A, 16 nay, 4 abstention.
Thank you. We will now move on to Silva and Sophie's.
And Cavances.
I did not see the name on here, so my apologies for not including that, but happy to.
Shame on you.
Well, it's actually not here, so there's no shame. Thank you for that.
So,
All right, so we'll have 1 minute. First, actually, is there someone, the UA elected member that's proposing this amendment?
I am.
And is there a co-sponsor? Beautiful. All right, and we'll have one person present it for 1 minute.
For 1 minute, I thought it was 2 minutes.
It's been 1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute.
It has been.
1 minute is not a lot of time. You would of course disagree.
Well, that's what we've been doing.
Okay, so 30 seconds. You guys ready?
3 seconds, sure. Okay, we've been talking a lot about joy tonight. We're gonna shift the conversation to equity a little bit. The main clip that we have is that we cut marketing funds for every other branch, but increased our marketing $900 beyond what we've asked. So we want to reallocate it to other branches that we think could use it in a more efficient way. For SKU, we want to fund their white paper operations. They just published the white paper, so they need to actually do the things they recommended now. So they really need the money, especially at this time. And the $50 is just because they have a new website provider and need $50 for the website.
Quickly for Penn Labs, we just want to
You know what I'll do? But are these two different amendments?
They are
They're
technically
together.
Okay,
other,
are they separate or together?
separate them, so like voting stuff.
Sure, separate.
There's,
Motion
okay,
to
separate.
bundle.
Sorry,
You can motion to bundle under Robert's rules.
we could,
Thanks, Seth.
I mean, I see these as two distinct amendments. They're also,
Label as
Yeah.
different amendments.
so I would say they're two different amendments.
Yeah.
Then let's separate,
Of course, I'll of course give you your time, maybe 30 more seconds. We'll do, so we're, just to be clear, we're on amendment E here, which is E for equity. Of course. Do we have it? I'm sorry, I can't even read. But yeah, E for equality, we'll give you 30 more seconds to explain this.
Okay, well, I kind of tried to give like a Spark Notes speed run there, but as for what white paper operations would actually go towards, it would be like ABCS course discussions, SEPTA supported park cleanups, course planning events, center panels, etc. All of which are essential to actually taking the white paper, which is the core function of SKU, and using that research to actually create the policy recommendations they give to administrators. That's like the core function of SKU as a branch of student government. Also, we want to highlight that SKU and the UA are currently working on expanding collaboration. So we think working on these white paper projects at this time and building a relationship with SKU is really important since we do serve similar functions. We think it's best to start forming a more sort of cordial and collaborative approach to projects.
Thank you so much. All right, we will have 3 minutes for questions. And this is 30 seconds for question and answer, 3 minutes total. Again, we're just talking about this one amendment E here. Do we have questions? Other questions? Is that a hand? No. Other questions? Any other questions for this?
Oh, when I yield.
Anyone?
Yeah, I'll yield time. And those ways.
Sure. Other questions? Okay, and if we could please quiet the crosstalk. Get that, Musab, you have 30 seconds.
Historically, it is always $2,000 for like the white paper operations the year after publishing. It only spiked due to $2,000 for a launch party in the 24-25 grant. Can you explain why this year specifically compared to every single past year or like past 5-year cycle?
Yeah.
You need an increase in
I'm
$2,000.
gonna yield to Emily. Yeah, so in last time we published the white paper instead of 2025 was 2020, which was COVID, and so those were some extenuating circumstances. And then the last time we published was in 2015, and at that point in time, all of the different line items that would now be white paper operations actually totaled to $4,500. And so right now, even though we've taken that decrease to 2,000 with inflation and rising costs, we would still like to see ourselves maintain that consistent $3,000 because of what has happened years past. So I know on paper, it seems like it's decreased every year after, but if we actually look at each year case by case, it actually has either been the same or increased.
Thank you. Mo?
Yeah, 2 quick questions. For the like park cleanups, is that separate from the line item for environmental education workshops? And also, I guess from Emily, could you just clarify on the line items that you said like previously had different like numbers that were not included in the total calculation, which is now?
In 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
was just-
don't have access to that drive. I can get it to you, but from what here told me from years past, it has to.
First question.
Oh, and then. Oh, yeah, those are two just.
You want to yield the rest?
Yeah.
Okay, Mo again.
I'll yield to Mukhtar.
Sorry if I'm out of the loop and this is a good question. Could you explain why SKU needs $50 more for website fees? I thought that was standardized across.
Yeah, they just like switched their website domain and it's $300, not $250.
I also will add on to that, I spoke to Nahir about this, and the way he described it is that the $50 more is like a larger upfront fee because now it's gonna actually cost less over time. So what this is right now is like addressing that kind of like, shortfall from like them transitioning to a new website provider without knowing these cuts were happening. And ensuring that in the future, they actually save the UA more money in the long term, and that proxy, the student body.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to ask a question? Musa? 1 second. Anyone else who would like to ask a question? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so the SKU budget has around like $6,000 for student engagement, like through food, etc. We increased the UA marketing budget to allow for similar marketing, similar engagement. Why is the decrease for funding this from marketing specifically? Because in my eyes, it feels as though this is like less equality, given that we have such a disparity in how much we can advertise relevant to other branches.
Yeah, from what like I gauge from my conversations with people on exec, the UA marketing would be like marketing in the DP or like advertising Instagram ads for airport shuttles specifically, which we don't really think serves the same function as SKU, where they're like tabling on locus, like creating survey data. Like it's a little more core to their functioning as a body than specific marketing that we can do for free through the DP and Instagram. But maybe that's just me
Quick
interpreting.
follow-up question asked.
You have 10 seconds.
Who on exec did you talk to?
Just kind of general conversations with like Julia and stuff, but yeah, maybe I'm misinterpreting things also. That's
Okay, so that's the end of that question. Is there anyone else who'd like to ask a question?
I guess.
We're gonna debate in a moment, but any other questions this time?
Motion to that.
Is there second to elapse Q&A? All elected members in favor of elapsing Q&A? Any opposed? Opposed? Thank you. That motion clearly passes. We'll now enter debate. 5 minutes, 1 minute speaking time. Do we have people that would like to speak? Again, I'll just remind folks from some also if there are questions about the UA budget, he is representing the UA internal budget. But again, questions at this time, or sorry, debate.
Maybe yielded time.
Yes, if there's.
I yield some time.
Okay, we'll start with Naya. Someone want to, or who's side, is this you, asking? All right, yes. Sorry, are you guys budget, you're gonna yield to Mukhtar?
Oh, sorry, I was just asking if you could speak, but
Debate.
No, most yielding time in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna, okay. Other folks for debate? Boy, I don't appreciate that.
so you did get me.
I got you.
Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else for debate? Wonderful. All right, we will start.
Wait, quick point of order.
Yeah.
If people have questions regarding the internal UA budget, how is that done? When does it take place?
I mean, there still can be questions asked during this time. So, yeah, it actually doesn't outline anything in this section, but
Yeah.
doesn't count towards the time. But yeah, those questions can be asked. So, okay, we'll start with Naya, 1 minute.
Yeah, do my turn.
Thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize, like, sort of in support for this, in that, like, that $500 to white paper operations is pretty core to what SKU does. And also, as far as like UA marketing goes, I just wanted to like throw out that additional channel that UA has for advertising is the all school emails, which I think have historically like been kind of a big factor in getting people to use airport shuttles. I yield back.
Thank you so much. Simon?
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to echo a similar rain of thought. Just white paper operations are core to exactly what SKU does. They are one of like the core central branches of government here at Penn, and I would honestly argue that they do very similar impactful work, similar to that of the UA. So I think first and foremost, giving them the $50 for website fees. Absolutely, they need a website. It's their domain. They've increased by $50. Let's do it. Also, white paper operations. Yes, this is exactly what they do. We're now at a publishing moment, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the grant in 15-16, and for white papers, and it was $16,000. It's decreased. It decreased in like 19-20. Sorry, 2019 to 2008. Sorry. Sorry, but I think this is something that just allows them to continue doing their core, very impactful work that the UA is also able to do, and we're able to support them in this facet.
Thank you so much, Mo.
I yield my time. Actually, I yield my time to sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
No, Simon said it very eloquently.
Okay. I do want to say that for like one-time costs and website fees, there's a PSG steering fund that you can like request one-time funding like the UA did. And if it's like just like a one-time like yearly cost, that can be an avenue used. And I'm pretty sure like no one's gonna be opposed to it. And like if in the future years it's gonna like remain $250, then like let's say if consistency, we could just keep it that way. But just
Going to yield the rest.
yield my time.
Thank you. So
Yeah, so quickly, I agree, like it could potentially be drawn out to PSG steering, that's if PSG steering meets, what's it called?
we are,
But what's it called? Absolutely, I think my rationale for why I decided to take this specifically from UA marketing is just to kind of like, establish like a standard. Like we've been like cutting like marketing funds from across other branches of PSG, from spec, from SKU, from we didn't really cut much from what's it called, the other ones, but mostly from spec and SKU. And like just to kind of like set a standard where like, we really can't be increasing our marketing funds at a time where we're cutting everyone else's. That kind of screams of inequity and inequality, in my opinion, and that's what this amendment is trying to remedy. So hopefully by passing this amendment and giving SKU the funds to actually do their job, which historically has also been like on par with the work of the UA, we're showing not only our support of SKU, but also just, the need to really establish a standard, like not only for like a conference at PSG, but also for ourselves. I yield the rest of my time. Or actually I yield it to Mo. Oh, I yield the time away.
Thank you. I just want to put into perspective, like this year, our budget's been cut by 40%. So like, this has been like really detrimental to the work that we do. And we are really looking at the core operations of what SKU does. And fundamentally that is white paper operations. And so this $500 would go a really, really long way.
thank you. Musab?
Yeah, I agree that there's a need to increase white paper operation funds. I don't think the solution is taking from UA marketing funds. Regarding like equity and equality, the cuts to marketing and other branches was like printing and sustainability cuts. And the increase to your marketing fund is not for us to print more, it's for us to do the same amount of student engagement services, similar to the way SKU has $6,000 to do the same ability. The reason it's important for us to do it is because it helps us understand what the problems are from students so we can better our own advocacy. An example of this is the fact that we've been able to get so much more input from the students to then allow us to do our own job better. And we've seen that on SideChat. We've seen that with more people who are not in the UA running as well. Regarding all school emails, the other branches also get to send a specific amount of all school emails through Katie Bonner. Additionally, I think it's counterproductive if we were to send an all school email about every single thing the UA does. That kind of defeats the purpose of the uniqueness of an all school email. So I think the marketing fund should not come from the UA, especially when we have like the lowest amount of UA marketing funds. I think the solution should then be to reroute within SKU. So for example, from education week meals or another student engagement services that SKU does to then fund white paper operations.
Mo, you have 30 seconds because there's not much.
I yield my time. Musab says it.
So Musa,
To you.
to me? Okay, all right, well, that's time unless you want to
Point of
extend.
order.
Yeah.
How to make an amendment to this amendment? Just motion for it.
Yeah, just motion for it.
Can I motion to amend this amendment minus, so getting rid of the UA marketing fund cut and then saying minus 500 from education week meals and SKU plus 500 to white paper operation funds and then like scrapping the website fees.
I need to write it out.
Should I just set like in the doc?
Yeah, write it out.
Wait, so do you mind repeating what the specific amendments?
Yes, amendment would then become minus $500 from SKU's education week meals in the external education week line item, plus $500 to white paper operation funds.
Will you write it and then they decide?
Yeah.
And then do we pay pro con on this as well?
Well,
Q&A on it.
there's no such thing as friendly amendments.
Sorry.
That's all good. What we'll do is we'll allow there to be a presentation, questions, and then debate on the amendment to the amendment. There's only one amendment allowed per amendment. And this only requires a 50% vote per Robert's rules.
To pass or to
pass.
I have procedural question.
Sorry.
I have procedural question. When you mean like there can only be one amendment to the amendment, does that mean like a passing amendment or like a proposed amendment?
The proposed amendment.
So this is the only proposed amendment that could happen to that amendment?
Correct.
Okay.
Or you think he's doing?
No, it's just like, because it's like an external amendment, like. Why?
Oh, like him like coming in, or not at all
So
part of it?
like, how would we go about if someone wanted to propose like another amendment to this, like, does the first person just get like first dibs or that's?
Good question. Is it just first dibs? Like whoever you
There's
see
only
first?
one amendment and he was the first one to do it. Other amendments can be brought, like we can bring other amendments, but there's only one amendment.
So like theoretically, we could have so we can only pass one amendment to the thing, but we can introduce an infinite number of amendments.
That's my only question.
I wouldn't say infinite number, but in theory, you could propose another new amendment.
Can I propose an amendment to the amendment?
No.
So just to clarify for everyone, if this amendment fails, this amendment to the amendment fails.
Yes.
Another amendment can be proposed
On this.
until it is passed. After that, it is finalized.
Until what is passed.
And so, okay,
Once an amendment.
Musab's got amendment A to the amendment.
Yep.
Amendment A to the amendment fails, right? Then if we have amendment B to the amendment.
Yeah.
That's allowed to be proposed if amendment A
No,
fails.
there's only one amendment to an amendment, and that's, he's the only one. If there could be a brand new amendment, so like, amendment, E for equity, we could change it. Could be the new one. I know, I'm helping y'all out right here. Then we can do a new one that way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Do we have
body?
Have it up here now. Okay, so, just 1 minute, Musab, if you wanna present this.
Right. Safety was removed because I think it should take by PS reserve. That's non-controversial. The reason I think it should be a re-internal allocation of the marketing budget, and the reason I don't think the UA increasing by $900 is inequitable, because I think when you look at the outcome of where the money falls after we do the amendment for marketing, the UA still has significantly less student engagement dollars to do the work that we do. I don't think like the work that like also is sufficient or like is the only way we should be doing marketing. And secondly, I think like this boundary internal allocation won't like inhibit the amount of work that you can engage thematically versus cutting a 55% cut from the UA marketing fund will drastically decrease the amount of marketing we can do. I also want to note that like the ability for students to know what we do to then help them is significantly important to how we operate. If we didn't do that, we wouldn't be representative of students. We wouldn't know what we're going to do. And also we wouldn't communicate properly.
All right, we'll do 3 minutes for Renee, 30 seconds for Musab's amendment. Wait a second, you spread the names out.
How many questions do you have so far?
I only have 2.
Sure, one last one. Thank you, babe.
Other questions?
Oh,
Yeah,
so.
sorry.
Yeah, we're fairly
Any
spaced.
other questions? Okay, we'll start 30 seconds, Khalil.
That's a good question, Musab. Why you consider putting like internal like under education, not like other like branches that may have more of margins for education?
Yeah, I just think less like it's likely less like disruptive if we take it and reiterate internally. And then B, like if the goal is to take from a marketing budget, I think like $6,000 to skew for fruit can probably like siphoned it to market for operations.
Yield that. Once.
Also, I just have a quick clarifying question. What exactly does you spend the money on in terms of marketing, and then why was there like more?
Yeah.
You may have answered this already, but I'm just curious again.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but we had $100 in marketing funds this year. For note, next year, the newsletter cost itself is $100 to send out to like the 350 people on the newsletter. I think like we could use the marketing funds in a similar way that skew other branches use their marketing funds. This looks like Instagram ads for promotion food to table for student engagement, to do things like the census or fill out different surveys, to also let the UA know what we're doing. The third thing can also be like some sort of events or like some type of like way to engage students to then participate in what we do. Because we all know that if we were to send out an all-school email and say, hey guys, UA really is curious to know your thoughts on academic like planning, please fill out this form, no incentive, that's not going to get results. And so that's what the marketing budget allows for the amount of wiggle room. And for the degree or like the scope of the work that the UA does, I think the like $1,000 is like very minimal, but it's still something good.
Thank you. So
Almost called. As someone who works on the US Census, I completely agree. We're like, we do need money to like fund this. But I'm not advocating for the complete depletion of the UA marketing fund. I'm just advocating for at least some of it to go towards supporting SKU's operations. So I guess once again, can you talk further about why specifically Education Week, and are you aware of the services that it provides, and why not say other parts of the SKU budget?
Yeah, your next amendment, See for Compassion, takes up $350 more from marketing fund. Like it seems as though it's a bit reductive of marketing, but I think specifically to Education Week meals, like it's like SKU can also like let me know what they want to change within this. I just thought I'd pinpoint that because it's like the food line item with Education Week meals, but I think a re-internal allocation is the best way to go about this. Like wherever the $500 comes from, I'm not particular.
you want to yield the rest of that?
Yeah.
Sophie?
Well, I'm sorry you asked my question, but. Do you have anything?
Or Tuffy.
Okay.
Maybe you'll tip David.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
In terms of marketing, has the UA explored like collaborations with SKU and or other branches of student government that also hold events that could provide the same like a type of event that could provide like the same type of like engagement and have like the census at those events?
Yeah, I think definitely we should be collaborating more and be doing the collaboration, but there are still ways in which we don't overlap entirely with other branches. That's like why we are different branches. I think because there's spaces in which we don't overlap, for example, like in dining, that like can use marketing specific for the UA in that sense.
Want to yield the rest?
Wait, so, sorry, just to reiterate, so the advertising is for Instagram ads and food for giveaway and things like that.
Wait, I think like putting out like a discrete list of the types of stuff we can market with is probably not the best. Like I can't cap and take exactly the stuff we're gonna do it, but I think the way it should be thought about is similar ways in which other groups are able to engage with the student body. We can now do similar things with a budget that's more than $100 and not having to rely on like personally spending money on like donuts to table or like having to always use an all school. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, any other questions at the time? Seeing none, we will enter debate. Again, this is on the amendment to the amendment, which is on screen. We'll do 5 minutes for debate, 1 minute speaking time. Start with Mo. Others that would like to speak here. Others speak. Anyone else who'd like to speak? Debate? Anyone else? Any? Okay, all right, thank you so much. We'll start with Mo, you have 1 minute.
Yeah, I'd like to start by saying thank you guys for proposing this. I really hope that there was like initial like reaching out to have conversations about this to clarify issues of like wrong information about like where the money is going to. Like I did reach out to thank you guys a lot. That's fine, we're here now. I think someone asked about or Khalil asked about like looking into different ways of reallocating money. I think internal reallocation is always the least disruptive. And it's definitely like open to like discussion and hearing other people's thoughts, but I want to echo that. Yeah, I just want to share these thoughts.
You want to yield the rest of your time?
I yield the rest of my time too.
Okay, I would like to say that we are already, like, SKU's budget is already at its bare bones. Like, we've already decreased education week by $1,000 because we've heard feedback about that. And I think the decrease from education week meals to white paper operations is fundamentally like not gonna help us because I think, as you mentioned, like $500 might not be impactful, but it really is because like on a per cost basis, we get surveys at $1.30 for donuts. And so this would be around like 385 survey data responses. And when we're presenting that data to administrators, they really want to see like, what does the student body care for? And I think this is the main way that we are actually able to lobby administrators is by providing the survey that we see from everybody on Wilkes who we give donuts to. And then I think finally, I just want to emphasize that like, this food is not marketing, like we're not marketing skewed for like any like for-profit or like any like money service. Like the fundamental reason we do food is because it serves as our method of survey collection, which is like, once again, the fundamental work that we do. So like, I just think that the increase that we want is not from an internal perspective because we've already been cut so much.
Thank you. Usha?
Yeah, like every PSG branch's budget is at its bare bones. I don't think like it's uniquely a skew issue, it's an issue without across the entire budget. Secondly, like the same way in which like UA also isn't marketing for profits, also a means of student engagement. I think like I agree with you that engagement for students is important. However, as Mo said, like given that there is a heightened degree of like we're in a funding crisis, there's lots of like budget insecurity. I think internal reallocations make the most amount of sense. And like the 180 survey responses also can be applied to the UA as well. If it's $1.80 like per donut, like per response, like similarly, it probably costs a lot or a similar amount to do student engagement for UA services. And that's why a decrease from $6,000 to $5,500 for student engagement in SKU is significantly less disruptive than $1,000 to $500 for the UA.
You want to yield the rest?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna sound like a bit of a parrot because I'm gonna echo a lot of what Emily said. Like, SKU's budget really has been put to its bare bones. And I think a lot of what this amendment is establishing that no branch of PSG is more significant or more important than the other. We all do work at the end of the day to improve the lives of our constituents, people that voted us here into this room. And as a result, taking money away from Education Week and putting it towards white paper operations, on one hand, might seem like it's solving an issue, but in reality, it's just establishing that the marketing of SKU is somehow less significant than that of UA budget. What I started with the original amendment and what I'm going to stick by is that this amendment is about just equalizing the playing field for all branches of PSG. It's not fair to take SKU's like main ability to advertise now and further decrease it for its white paper operations. That's completely counterintuitive to the original message of this amendment. And I find this like amendment to the amendment very hostile to it. I yield the rest of it.
thank you.
Did I see the other thing?
I did to the here. Shiga, you have a minute.
I just had a point of like inquiry, I guess. So I don't know if I need to go in the queue, but
Yeah.
I just had a question about like how much of the UA's marketing fund goes towards the DP, if any.
0.
Okay,
Okay, is that it?
yeah, I yield my time.
All right, so we'll we have a minute.
I yield my time.
Two, yeah, back to you. Okay,
I think again, like a common theme that we've seen is with all this budget process is that there's a lot of change happening here. I think when you look at it on the surface level, it does seem kind of absurd that the UA is receiving a $1,000 allocation budget. But when you look at historically what we received, which is $100, when you look at the fact that the UA has consistently operated under the bare minimum, we've been the lowest allocated from all of our $3 million. We never give ourselves that much money, like the second or third lowest out of all the allocation we see in Education Week. We explained this to you all thoroughly. I think that's just important to consider when you look at 6K of student engagement versus 1K of student engagement. Those numbers are drastically different. So I think again, you have to take in mind like this year does look insane, but when you look at historically what we've been given and how we're trying to expand this year, I think that's what's most important to kind of keep in mind here. And in the same way that you guys have said like, oh, the UA has all school emails, I've also been happy to advertise like specs, pop-up events, etc., or the Fall Fest in my all school emails, and would continue to be happy to do so when it benefits the greater good of the student body. So it kind of just goes hand in hand there.
Well, you want to add, right?
Yeah. Just echoing all these sentiments, but also I'm not quite sure where you're coming from to solve of like equality or equity and like saying that there's like an unfair thing. I don't really see that, but yeah, I just wanted to.
Would you like to yield so I can answer, or you're
Actually, sure.
you'll yield to me? I think a lot of it where it comes from is just like looking at the percentages of like the UA is giving itself a $900 increase for its marketing fund, and at the same time slashing the ability of other branches of PSG to market efficiently. If I could find like better sources for it, because I don't want to cut from spec or stack, I would have given money also to spec for its ability to advertise, as it's critical to operations. Advertising is critical to the operations of all branches of PSG. I absolutely agree. But I feel like such a dramatic shift in the UAs, like at a time in which we're systematically cutting everyone else's, does feel a little bit unfair. Yes, please.
Okay, that is it for debate. Unless there's anything else. As this is amendment to an amendment, it's not outlined in our budget meeting bylaws for Robert's rules, which requires a 50% majority to affirm it. So if you're voting aye, you are in favor of this amendment to the amendment. If you're voting nay, you are against the amendment. The amendment and the amendment to the amendment is on the screen right here. We will do a roll call.
Point of order, can you clarify, this is the entire amendment of the amendment to the, like,
No,
with the
we're just voting on
amendment to the amendment, this is the entire.
This is, we're just voting on the amendment to the amendment.
So if
So we're just voting on who
it
stops it.
if it gets passed, this will become the new amendment. If it doesn't, we'll go back to this.
Okay, thank you.
All right, everyone good? Any other points of order? Great. Roll call vote.
Naya, wait,
So yeah, A is in favor of this amendment to the amendment and nay is opposed. We're just voting on this.
okay, Naya,
Hey.
Musab,
A.
Aiden.
Hey.
Mo,
Hey.
come back to me. Taya, Nay. Did you say A or nay? I said nay. Nay, okay.
Yes, you can say aye.
Okay, sorry, thanks, Taya. Miriam,
Abstain.
Just
De Silva,
Nay.
Tommy,
Abstain.
sorry, I called out of order, Chinmay,
Abstain.
and Tommy, you said abstain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Eddie? Cushy, or Shaughnessy,
Yeah.
Aisha,
Aye.
Ishika,
Abstain.
Pierce,
Aye.
Stanley,
Abstain.
Amira, Samyang,
Aye.
Charmaine,
Yay.
Solon, Sophie,
Nay.
Ryan, CK, Kavan. I. Okay, this amendment, it is 50% pass. This amendment does not, this amendment to the amendment does not pass. 8A, 10 nay, 6 abstentions.
Alrighty, so we will now go back to amendment E for equality.
Point of order?
Yes,
What's it called? Since we already did debate, so now we're just doing voting procedures on this amendment.
correct.
Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, we already did.
Yeah.
debate on questions.
We did finish, I'm trying to,
We did finish it, I do remember. Because he introduced.
yeah,
this
we
out
did
for
the last, Musa was the last one, right? For that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes, there was actually, you know, I have my list here. There is one, we have one more minute for debate if anyone,
Information.
yes.
In the voter record, there's a lot of like our names.
They're just not,
They have, I'm sorry,
they're not on the UA anymore. This is the
some
vote.
of them vote.
They voted. What are you talking about?
Oh, this, now we're bringing up the sentence.
Are you saying that the people that are crossed out voted?
Can you say who?
Oh, I'm sorry, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, I saw it, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, there's only 4 people that spoke originally on this. So if there is one more person that would like to speak, debate, we can do that, or of course we can entertain a motion.
Motion to previous question.
On,
This, can we vote on this minute?
yep. That's what you're doing.
Stop scaring me.
Okay, all elected members in favor,
Not intuitive?
well, not.
No, because
Alright, all elected members in favor to essentially enter voting, no, to enter. Any opposed? That motion clearly passes. We will now enter voting procedure on this amendment. This requires 60% of elected members present pass Again, if you're voting aye, you are in favor of this amendment, and if you're voting nay, you are opposed. And yeah, so we're now back to our OG E for.
Okay, Naya,
Nay.
Musa,
Nay.
Carol,
Nay.
Mo,
Nay.
okay.
Sorry, if we quietly cross that too, appreciate it.
Taya, I. Miriam,
Abstain.
Ms. Silva,
Aye.
Chime,
Abstain.
Tanvi, Eddie,
Aye.
Shaughnessy,
Aye.
Aisha,
Aye.
okay, wait, Ashika, wait, sorry, I'm confused,
yeah.
okay, Ashika. Abstain. Okay. Pierce,
Nay.
Stanley,
Aye.
Amira. Aye. Samyan,
Aye.
Tremaine. Nay. Solon,
What was that?
Nay.
okay. Sophie. Aye. Ryan.
Nay.
ZK.
Aye.
Kuban.
Aye.
I. Whoops. Okay, so this needs 60%.
Bless you. Should we move on to the other amendment then?
We have that. I don't hold the vote yet.
What happened?
She's doing. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
What if you
Hmm?
It's like the court job is supposed to be round up.
It's in 60% of members present. Where.
Okay. Okay, we're good. This amendment does not pass. 12A, 6 nay, 5 abstentions. For clarification, we would need 14 votes for this to pass.
That's what it is. Thank you guys though.
All right, thank you for that, and we will stick with our crew here. Now to amendment C. For passions, if we could please quiet the crosstalk. We are going to start with, actually, first, do we have a proposer from the UA that is proposing this amendment?
I'm proposing it.
And do we have a sponsor?
Hello.
Thank you. 1 minute for one of you to present this amendment.
Sorry.
Whenever you start.
All right, so this is amendment C.
Sorry, guys, can we please keep it down? We have to listen up here. Go ahead.
All right, good evening. I'm gonna try to keep this under a minute. So this is amendment C for compassion. The changes will be removing $300 from the UA marketing fund and adding $300 from Penn and a new line item called War Room Fund. The rationale behind this belief is that Penn Labs is the only club that has a war room to support all students across the campus if anything goes down. And so I think it would be a good look for the UA and just a good moral for us to show those students who are working over hours, working in a strenuous club as well as doing their classes. And just show them some appreciation to show that we understand and thank them for helping us keep our apps moving that help all 10,000 undergrads at the University of Pennsylvania. And so we are just able to provide some funding for specifically their war room funding. That will be helpful for Penn Lab. They also advocated for this in our first budget meeting.
Can you yield to me?
I yield to Aiden.
And yeah, just to clarify, this is also especially important for a lot of you who apply for clubs. When like when Penn Clubs goes down, they're the ones sitting in the room to fix it. Thank you.
We now have.
There are
There it is. But hold on, there's one.
He knows ball.
Okay, Alright, so Phillies should designate, apologize, I'm not your name. No, I'm just gonna see. Yes. Okay, now we have 3 minutes for question and answer, 30-second speaking time. Do we have questions?
T-shirt, sure. How do you say it, Stanley?
Oh, it is.
Oh. But did I raise my hand to your question?
No, I don't know what to do. Anyone else want to ask questions?
Sure. What did I say?
Yeah.
It's yes, you know. Okay.
Alright, so, who would like to ask a question? Any other questions?
We actually encourage you guys to, because I would love to further talk about this and share more clarity. Sure.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Probably gonna have to extend.
Yay.
Someone wanna ask for?
I'll yield to Victor.
Why do you say that like?
Anyone else?
Sorry.
Question? Okay, alright, let's keep it down, everyone. Bring find the crosstalk, please. Okay, go ahead.
So my question is for the war room funds, is this just the money that is in the money for the, like, when you're fixing issues, like, just for clarification? What is the war room fund?
Absolutely, yeah. Would you like to answer, or would you want to answer it, or? I'll answer it and then, wait, fuck. It's for food because a lot of the times I set up war rooms to like fix a lot of these apps, and I delegate to John to get more details as to what that's like.
Yeah, so for example, like the Wharton deadline for Penn clubs, we always like, that's sort of a mandatory war room because we know it puts like an extra strain on a lot of our services. So that's one where we will make ourselves sit around a table, and like that's one, yeah, we go and order food at just to kind of support the members who keep these services up. As far as like the rest of that money, it's at any given moment, our products can go down, and sometimes those outages last longer than others and require a similar sit down, and that's what this would go to.
Thank you very much.
Also, oh, next time. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's 1 minute, 5 seconds. Sorry.
Yes, 30 for each.
Keep it.
Yep. So
I think we should clarify this earlier, but I was wondering what the UA marketing budget, like the biggest portion of it goes to. And then just like how much you meant to 350 things for causing application.
so again, Musab is the rep, do you want to yield to him?
Yeah, this year, out of the $100, like the significant portion of it came towards advertising for the Instagram ad. If we have $1,000, I think the scope of what we can do increases literally tenfold. Think of it as in you decrease $350 like dollars in the marketing fund, you're decreasing it like 35%. I think that's a pretty significant cut. And then you can use any parallels to any other groups to think about what we could be doing with that money.
I would like it to go. Can you yield time to me?
I'll yield to Sharon.
Thank you. Alright, 30 seconds.
Me, questions? I have a few, so you can answer what you can. The first one is how many times a war room happens, I guess in any given academic year. Second, what happens to the fund if you guys don't need a war room, but I'm assuming it almost always happens. And lastly, what precautions do you guys take to avoid a war room?
Right,
Yeah.
Point of order, what did you say, what was the last one I didn't hear?
What precautions do you guys take to avoid having to have a war room?
Can we break those into separate questions for sake of like?
We're
If not.
40 seconds to respond to this. Sorry, can we fight?
Okay, so your first question was.
How many times does that happen?
How many times does it happen? We usually get notifications from ourselves. Like, we've probably gotten like
Like one happened today, something went down today, I don't know where.
yeah. As far as like, hey, let's get together and like have a sit down. I think we had like one last year in addition to 10 clubs, like the mandatory one. And then as far as precautions go, we spend a lot of time into like what's known as query optimization. So like when we go into like 10 course review, like sorting by certain categories of courses, like that's a very expensive query that we go and we make optimizations to keep the load down.
Thank you. Ryan?
I was just gonna ask specifically about like in these words, like what are you specifically like spending on? Like, is it something to do with like the technology or is it just like the food that you're providing for the members? Like that's what I'm a little bit confused about.
Yeah, you'll get Jesse.
Yeah, it's the answer. Yeah, to be clear, it is food or other like internal costs. I think given that we ask our members to out of nowhere, maybe drop everything and spend 4 or 5 hours locked in a room to bring services back up for the rest of the pet community, the least we can ask is like, frankly, a very small amount of like internal funding here, to continue to show that we care about them and to actually retain these members, so that we can continue to do this.
There's 20 seconds left.
I guess you do you yield Jesse for the chair?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So we are at 3 minutes now. Do we want to, there's a lot of people in this queue, so
How many more people on the queue?
there are
There's
7.
Hey. Motion for 7-minute extension, Q&A.
Seconded.
Is there a second? All elected members in favor of adding 7 minutes? Any opposed? That motion clearly passes. We will add 7 more minutes and I am ready.
You want help?
Did you raise your hand before? Do you think you're in the middle?
Yeah.
That's probably so.
Yeah.
That's Samyang.
No.
No, it's Musa.
Musa? Yeah. Alright, we'll go with Musa.
Doesn't even look like
30 seconds.
Wait, question for the,
Alright, guys, sorry. Before you start, guys, can we please keep the crosswalk down?
how many people
Hold on.
are in the,
Guys, please, everyone. Thank you. Go ahead.
how many people are in a war room?
Depends on the product. For pen clubs, we probably have 8 to 10, I would.
Follow-up question, what time of day do these usually fall in? Like,
For the one, that one is obviously closer to midnight, so we probably start at 9:30 and go until midnight. Or just be the big surges, so like people submitting their last minute applications at like 11:50. Like that's just puts immense strain on our database. As far as like the impromptu events, if a product is going down at like 2 AM on a Saturday, we're probably not having a war room, although if somebody is just awake and notices it, they might just go and do it themselves.
yeah, now do you want to say?
So, sorry, just so the only options for most of your members then is to order food and not to use like dining service if you guys start at 9:30.
Let's say that again.
That's, you're gonna ask a question in a second, I think. Or actually, maybe you're not, but you could add again. No, I did. Pierce, did you? Yeah, you did.
I yield my time and my question's already answered.
Okay, hey guys, please, can we please keep the crosswalk down? Please, thank you. Stanley.
How much do you guys spend per like war room when you guys do buy?
Yeah, usually very little. It's hard to give a company number since I didn't run the one last semester, but at most we'll order like pizza for a few people. Like it's really not a substantial, like I really don't think this like a massive, huge like cost, right? All things considered.
Can you yield me real quick so I have something else? And also keep in mind that this is being divided across 2 semesters. So this is both for spring and for fall. I yield the rest. Thank you. I really gotta watch what's being recorded right now.
Yeah, so we.
Did you have a question now?
Wait, oh, wait, I did. I forgot about that. Zach, do you still want to talk or no? Do you still want to talk or no?
About what?
You raised your hand. Never mind. Didn't get it. Oh God.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ask a question. Yeah, you guys ask a question. Why do you think President is so important to Penn?
Wait, say that one more time?
Why do you think Penn Labs is so important?
Yeah, sorry, can we please stop the crosswalk, please.
I've heard this, I've heard it.
Wait, okay, objectively, Penn Labs keep up all of our club applications. They run our services that like Penn course review, if I'm not mistaken, do you guys also? So like these things help Penn students every day. I'm sure most of you guys in this classroom has used Penn course review to review your class before you start a semester. I'm sure most of you in this class have applied to Wharton clubs before the deadline, I included. So like he said, these surges are real. This $350 is across 2 semesters. And also this $350 reduction from the marketing fund is coming from an already increased marketing fund from the UA. So we're not reducing any of the marketing fund that the UA has currently operated with. We're just reducing some of the add-ons to their marketing fund. So the UA marketing fund should not face any significant strain because they're still having a surplus in funding from other years prior.
All right. Someone was gonna give Mukhtar some time.
Yeah. Okay, could you just use your time to speak more about why you think money should go from something that's linked to operations like marketing funds to something that seems more quality of life, like food for a war room? Especially either in relation to the other line items on Penn Labs expense sheet or in any of the other expense sheets of the other branches. Because I think especially in this time as there's budget cuts and many other branches have cut essential funding that they have due to these cuts. I think this is a hard ask and I'd like you to spend your time just defending it if you want.
What's it called? Just to quickly answer your question, why specifically marketing funds? That's I think the one that's like we're able to take to without the least damage to like other operations. Like the UA is already seeing a $550 increase to their marketing fund, like by the failure of the previous the previous amendment. And as to like every dollar that we invest into Penn Labs is a net positive for all of our constituents, people that vote you guys into this room. So once again, if you're voting against this, you're voting for services not working properly, services falling down, Penn Labs staying further down during an application deadline. Do you want to look your constituents in the face? Never mind. I guess you guys won't be able to look them in the face.
I need to.
Am I like type this shit up?
You had a question, right?
Yes, my question actually, I want you the time to finish nice questions, which first one, just really take that, the rules, what was, I need my time to.
Oh, yes, you said that you guys would start like 9:30, for example, so my question is, are you guys unable to go to the dining hall or Grauman's or something of the sort? Instead of having to purchase food?
Well, first, just to be clear, like, a lot of our members are upperclassmen, like, I don't have swipes, right, so this would just come out of my pocket either way. And two, like, again, like, a lot of these times happen at like extraneous hours, like, there is nothing open after midnight if we have to stay up past that work.
And also because like a lot of like the Wharton Club deadline is on a Friday and like a lot of like the quote unquote long, like late hour options like ramens actually close at 8:30. So like in situations like the Wharton Club rooms like fun or the Wharton Club like application crash, there isn't a late night option. Yes, please.
There's another.
Okay, I'll add it. We're gonna have to add time for that, but
I'll raise my hand if you don't mind as well. I have a question for myself.
I also have a motion to allow Q&A.
Is there a second?
Second.
All elected members in favor? Any opposed?
Wait, you're opposed.
That motion clearly passes. We have elapsed Q&A. We will now enter debate. 1 minute speaking time, 5 minutes total. I will take a list. It's 5 minutes. Looks like we're gonna be exact.
Point of order, Carol, how do you decide the order of your list?
I usually pan. I can reverse my order. I try to move around as much as I can. Yeah, you don't even, well, no, you don't need to be yielded, but yeah, I'll put you down. I got it. Wait, I'm thinking about it now. Did you not? I got you.
Also not.
So I'm just reversing. Gotcha.
Oh, I'm gonna introduce some new. Oh no.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm telling you guys about the work close thing. So there's actually. There's more.
Mo as well. Okay,
How are you doing?
is there anyone, oh, did you have a question? No. Or debate, sorry.
Wait, but can I jump in later? But can I jump in later if I wanted to?
Can I just, you, sure.
I'll just.
We're good. All right, anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, so I'll just say before we start, we have 5 minutes, 1 minute each. We're already at 12. Do we want to preemptively extend to 12 minutes? Or to a total of 12 minutes?
Motion to extend 12 minutes.
Is there a second? All members in favor? Oh, raise a hand, raise a high if you're in favor of extending to 12 total. Any opposed? That motion clearly passes. We will have 12 minutes, 1 minute each. Take it away.
Okay, so I did the math a little bit, $350 for the 2 semesters, that's $175 each semester. And then you mentioned earlier, you typically have 2 more rooms in a semester, so that's like $87.50. And then there's only 8 people typically in there. And if you're getting a box of pizza, that's not even like $40 per room. So like, I understand the motion for it, but I don't think you're gonna see that is like a good ask.
Do you want to yield the rest to me?
Yield to me.
More like it, what do you want to?
Yield the tissue.
Yield next.
Well, wait, sorry, who do you want to yield your time to? Okay, sure, you have 30 seconds.
I think like frankly, even if like it's more than $10, like this should be their compensation for like saving pen, guys. Like they should be getting more than me.
Thank you.
Like, let's give them some Chipotle, like.
Wait, I just wanna also clarify, like the 2 number was pre-planned war rooms last semester where we reactively knew something was going to happen, like flat applications. These things just happen like without us being able to foresee them all the time. Again, something went down earlier today.
Thank you
I
so
had
much.
to a bunch of my developers.
Thank you. DK, you have 1 minute.
Okay, I actually do really appreciate concepts of and I actually want to collaborate, so I don't want to blend it this year, that really start off. But I think there is a risk we take in making this kind of amendment, because what we are trying to say is that we are now rewarding a budget based on appreciation, 1, and 2, not based solely on the tangible results that we can have. I do get that there are some tangible results that come out of this. People need fuel to work, people need fuel to stay motivated. However, Penn Labs is not one of those clubs that struggles with enrollment. You have a lot of people willing to come in, willing to put in a lot of time to put in the work. And being someone who has been in an actual war room myself, I think that the motivation should come from something intrinsic and not necessarily fully intrinsic.
I mean, that's a good point, right? Oh, is that?
Okay,
Absolutely, ZK, you raised some great points. Like, yeah, Pen Clubs is absolutely not a club that struggles with engagement. That is not at all what this amendment is about. This amendment is about recognizing the critical service they do of fixing websites when they shut down. And to share some new information, Warren Council is actually considering moving the deadline for Warren Clubs. So there's actually a higher chance of more frequent clashes, actually. So this Warren Fund is honestly just like unnecessary, like part of like the budget where we have to recognize that there are going to be more crashes actually now because Warren Council now is voting to move the deadline for Warren Club applications. So as a result, this amendment is not about it's about giving them a decency where they have to be on call midnight going to Huntsman and giving them that decency to at least have a meal when they get there when they're doing 5 hours of unthanked work. I think like Penn Labs members walk around us every single day and we don't thank them for the work that they do. This is one small way to show gratitude for the work that they do for helping websites, for when people apply to the UA, to Wharton clubs, and to other clubs across the university. That's what I see when I like propose this amendment, and that's what I'm gonna stand by as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you for the time.
Do I have 10 minutes?
No, there's speaking time, sorry.
Okay.
John.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to thank you guys for sort of just standing up and saying that, you know, money given to Penn Labs is just a form of appreciation. What we stand on, though, is more of this is just an operational cost for us. And do we struggle with enrollment? No, because we have money that we spend to keep our members. And for something like a war room, it just shows that groups like the UA care about individual members of the UA enough for them to not leave and go to other clubs. Yield to Jesse.
I just want to also add, like, my most stressful thing as a leader of the club is keeping my members motivated because we ask a lot of them and we don't pay them and we spend not all that much on them, right? Outside of our own technical costs. So that is even more than financials, that is my biggest stress every day. So I would not say at all it's an easy problem where if we just do nothing for them, they'll be motivated to again and again stay up super late every night, work on these experiments.
Chico.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I next?
I'm so, yeah, I flipped it. Will, you're up.
As much as I appreciate Penn Labs operations, anyone in the room, but also I appreciate every PSG branch. Honestly, we did not give food for spec staff who stayed 12 hours to have spring thing. This is a war room. Technically, we're spending here more than 2.5 hours discussing a budget that if it won't pass, the students won't have allocations. Second, if we are talking about Wharton clubs applications, Wharton Council can pay for it. Seriously, they have enough money to pay for it, or they can budget it themselves. It's not burden for the whole PSG to handle what only most of the people who talk about that I just said now are the Wharton clubs that are part of the Wharton Council whole funding system. One last thing, it's also surprising to me in every meeting that we talk about free food as necessity to people's engagements. Honestly, if it is part of the experience, it has to happen kind of personally, if I'm part of the club and it has a room there, I will go. But that's part of the experience, that's part of the requirement. And Penn Labs does not have issue with enrollment at all.
Thank you. Chico, go ahead.
My turn now? Okay. De Silva, I really admire you for taking initiative to give students in Penn Labs a voice through the UA. For Penn Labs, I have kind of a quick question of didn't you already address a lot of these concerns at the last budget meeting on March 1st? And I'll yield my time to Jesse.
He yields to me. Yes, we addressed a lot of those. That was in reference to the previous larger amendment, which was to restore a significant additional cost to us and other orgs, and that was what we started with, and that was passed. Has elapsed. Yield to Silva.
Yeah, once again, to a reminder, this is not for general operation. This is for war rooms. So when they get called, put on call midnight to fix your websites. This is what this is for. I yield the rest of the chair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, something else was quiet, huh? Dr. King did that.
Please give me back. We're gonna get through this. We're approaching. I'm not gonna say that, but we're moving through. Let's keep it down, please. I beg. Please keep the crosshair down.
All right, thank you. I just want to say, with all of these amendments and everything to do with the budget, as representatives of the student body, we need to look this through the eyes of the student body. What is going to help the students the most? In my opinion, and in my daily life as a Penn student, I think Penn Labs, without Penn Labs, I don't know what I would be doing half the day whenever I'm hungry and need to order mobile, through the mobile app. Regardless, I think what helps most Penn students is the critical functionality of Penn Labs, whether it be clubs, whether it be Penn Labs as the mobile app. So regardless of my stance, look at this through the eyes of the people that you are representing as representatives. Thank you.
Who do you want to yield to?
I yield to the chair.
Thank you. Taya?
I think this has been mentioned, but I'll just streamline the points. I think making an argument for appreciation and like good faith is setting a bit of a dangerous precedent because it's linking our budget to branches and members of those branches that we appreciate more. Where like we appreciate all these branches and all the work that they're doing, but we don't necessarily have the capacity to allocate money everywhere that we would like to. So I think framing it as a compassion kind of amendment is a little bit of a slippery slope, despite the fact that we all here do appreciate Penn Labs. Thank you for my time. The next person or to come on to answer.
Okay, sure.
Okay, wait, quickly, I understand, but then also I just want to echo what John said earlier, that this is more of like an operational thing, that these students are asked to come in at times that the dining halls are closed, like for example, on Friday when Commons is closed. So I don't think this is setting a precedent to say, okay, we appreciate you more, so you're gonna give more money. I just think this is helping them, their operational costs to help Penn students, and I think over time.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
You caught me. All right. Musa, 1 minute.
You'll all my time now.
Alright, thank you, Penn Labs, thank you, De Silva. I wanna start off by saying the same thing about previous amendment, like the lack of reach out to have like productive conversations to get to somewhere. I think if we had that in the beginning, it would have been way more helpful. Another thing, I think Jesse talked about not being paid, like that members don't get paid. I think like, are you saying like, you're like having on the other end some like motivation with food for people to do the work if they're not getting paid? Another comment is, I'm not sure if like that's in boardrooms, I don't think though the name is like appropriate for like a lot of reasons. It's quite insensitive to call it that way. Another thing is, somebody brought up our boring counselor earlier deadline equals more.
Later
Website
deadline.
crash out or later deadline. I disagree because usually crash outs happen towards the end or when the deadline happens. Another thing is it's important to mention that Penn Labs this year got $8,000 in sponsorships. They got additional funding from ISC and they're even offering them more money. So to say that there's not enough money is not true. There is money available. Thank you.
You're also up next.
I yield my time to myself.
Yeah. Wait, this is really, really key. I think because there was 8K more in sponsorships, plus additional funding from ISC to cover the like AWS costs, there's clearly enough money to fund the war room effort. The second point I want to make is specifically from the UA marketing fund. Like I understand Juan's initial point that it might seem like not that bad of a decrease given it's already increasing by about $550. The issue though is when you compare $1,000 of the UA marketing fund relative to every other branch in PSG, it's significantly less. It's 1/6 of SKU. It's also a significantly less than spec and other branches. So I don't think this pull specifically from UA marketing funding is the correct pull to do so in the first place. It harms the ability for us to do our own job better. We also have the scope of the entire school to take care of. So I think when you want to take away money from someplace, this likely isn't the place to take from. Additionally, there's also $8,000 more Penn Labs can use for war room efforts.
5 seconds.
I'll yield to you.
All right, thank you. Once.
I yield my time to you.
Yeah, I do hear that as a valid argument, like the sponsorships thing, and I really want to address that. The amount of money given to us from the UA to cover cloud expenses is not our full cloud expenses picture. So combined with sponsorships, combined with some from the ISC, and combined with the UA, we're still operating at a deficit, which is why we try to bring in sponsorship money like this. It's not that we have $8,000 to spend on food, which I think is completely unreasonable. That all goes into cloud compute and we still run a deficit. I yield back to.
Zach, can I get the rest of the time?
Do you have a point of order?
Yeah.
Can we have any way to like move? Point of order is question.
Okay, no, you're speaking up.
Can you have any way that to prove like sponsorship like money or like any package type of thing?
It's not necessarily a point of order. So yeah, I don't know how to respond to that. It's not really a point of order. I apologize.
And the rest of the time.
Yeah, there's like 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I'd say it's sad, you fund food when it's mission critical. Not only is this mission critical for Penn Math, it's mission critical for the entire university. So that's that.
Thank you. Pierce,
Yeah, I have to agree with Taya's point and like the general equity perspective. I think it's like, I really appreciate the work that Lab does, and I think it does a lot of significant work. However, I think it's kind of like strange to put one club on a pedestal in terms of food. A lot of minority groups on campus are really struggling to get funding this year. And like, they're just not getting food funded at all. And I think it's like, I don't think it's right that we do this, even though I do think like that obviously their Penn Labs people are like working late at night and for a long period of time. I don't think that like lots of people around campus do a lot of mission critical work during like odd hours or for a significant amount of time for the university. And I think that should be also kept in mind because not every club on campus has sponsorships, and it has definitely doesn't have money allocated them specifically for food during these times. You.
thank you. Sorry. Alright, that's 12 minutes. So unless motion.
Motion to allow.
Oh, boy.
Second.
What, sorry, what was the motion? What?
Pierce, what was your motion?
Oh, my motion was to move to
Sure.
voting.
Yeah, second.
Second.
All elected members in favor? Any, is there a problem? Sorry,
We're just running in circles, so I think it is the time to move to voting.
wanted to say something? Well, we're sorry, we're already. One more time, sorry, all in favor of moving to voting procedure? Any opposed? That motion clearly passes. We will now to voting procedure. Once again, 60% of members present is required to pass this amendment. If you're voting aye, you are voting in favor of this amendment. If you're voting nay, you are against it. And please keep the cross-talk down so we can hear the full vote.
All right, Naya,
Nay.
Gustav,
Nay.
Aiden. Mo,
Nay.
I abstain. Taya,
Nay.
Miriam,
I abstain.
Silva,
A.
Chinmay,
Abstain.
Tanvi,
A.
Eddie,
A.
Shakshi,
Nay.
Aisha,
A.
Ishika,
A.
Pierce,
Nay.
Stanley,
Abstain.
Amira,
Nay.
Samyang,
A.
Charmaine,
Nay.
Sawan,
A.
Sophie,
A.
Ryan,
A.
ZK, and Kavans. This amendment does not pass. You need 60%. We have 10A, 9A, 4 abstentions.
Thank you very much. So at this time, are there any other amendments to the budget?
Motion to complete.
Second. All elected members favor, we need two-third majority of the membership of the UA present must favor budget to move. Favor the budget to move the budget to the third approval meeting. All elected members, I will say that one more time. So we are moving to the previous question, which is essentially approving this budget the moment and moving it to the third meeting, which we are going to start in just a few minutes. We need a two-third majority of the membership of the UA present to vote in favor of the budget, to move the budget to the third approval meeting. I don't know if I would have worded it that way, but that's how we have the rate.
So, we are voting to move this to the third meeting, and then we'll vote on it once more there.
Yes, and we need a two-thirds majority of UA elected members that are presently sitting in this room. Does anyone have any questions about that? Is anyone confused? Yes.
What do you mean by third?
So we've had, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 meetings. I wasn't trying to do that, but, so yeah, we've had a lot of meetings, but technically, we are still in the second budget meeting right now. We're gonna end this well, we'll see what happens with this vote. And then we will hopefully go to the third meeting. We'll maybe do a 5-minute break, give everyone a moment to get up.
No.
I think we'll do 5 minutes. Well, we can talk about that when we get there. We'll do a short break. People can get some water. I need some water. And then we'll start the third meeting. And then we will vote to approve the final budget. And then we'll have our GBM after that. Any other questions? Yes.
So in the third meeting, no amendments can be proposed, correct?
There
Unless there
amendment,
is extenuating circumstances.
so amendments,
Big change.
hold on, let me read this quick. So during the third meeting, I'm gonna read it word for word from our bylaws, just so we are all crystal clear how this works. During the third meeting, the final vote on the budget must be passed by a civil majority of members present. A majority of total members can decide to entertain amendments during this meeting if they agree enough, this is exactly what it says, there's a typo, enough new information has arisen to constitute an emergency situation. This vote passes, the amendment is considered in the typical way budget amendments described in these bylaws. So to be clear, what I just read was for the process for the third meeting. So if there is a sense that we are in an emergent situation, we can entertain amendments in our third meeting, which is going to be hopefully pretty soon. Any other questions at this point? Right now, just to clarify, so what we were doing originally, we've had a motion to the previous question, which is approving the budget as we have right now and moving it on to our third meeting. We need 2/3 of UA elected members that are sitting in this room right now. Any other questions? Wonderful. Okay. We will do a roll call vote.
Naya.
A.
Stop.
A.
Carol.
A.
Bo.
A.
I vote A. Leah.
A.
Miriam.
A.
De Silva.
Abstain.
Chinmay.
A.
Tanvi.
A.
Eddie.
A.
Shaughnessy.
A.
Aisha.
A.
Ishika.
A.
Pierce.
A.
Stanley. Stanley.
A.
Amira.
A.
Samyam.
A.
Charmaine.
A.
Solon.
A.
Sophie. Ryan. DK. Kvantz.
A.
All right, this motion passes 23A, 0 nay, 1 abstention.
Yeah.
So we have concluded the second budget meeting. Looks like a month and a half, but we're done with the second meeting. Would we like to have a quick?
No.
No, let's just.
Let's do it. I somehow forgot my second bottle of water. Sorry.
You want some water?
It's okay. We can keep going. All right, so I guess we'll do attendance.
Wait, no, we have, my motion the previous question.
Yeah, we'll do it. We're in the third meeting now.
All right, let's take attendance again, guys. Okay. All right, Naya? Here. Musa?
Here.
Carol?
Here.
Mo?
Here. Guys, can we please keep the cross-talk down? We're gonna do a roll call.
Okay. Miriam?
Here.
De Silva?
Just for a vote on the budget, point of order.
No.
This is.
So you here or you're not?
This is the third meeting.
I guess.
Chinmay. Tanvi. Aisha.
Here.
Eddie. Chika.
Here.
Kushi. Shaughnessy.
Here.
Ben is not here. Pierce.
Here.
Okay. Stanley. Amira.
Here.
Oh, sorry, I forgot you, Yadu. Yadu, are you here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hallelujah.
Samyam.
Here.
Charmaine.
Here.
Solon.
Here.
DK.
Here.
Sophie.
Yeah. Here.
Ryan.
Here.
Kabats. Here. All right, Rafa. Here. Kusav.
Here.
Also. Minna. Here. Kennedy.
Here.
Jeffrey.
Here.
Anjali. Alexa. Racy.
Here.
Madiha. AJ. Nina. Here. David.
Here.
Catherine. Morlake.
Here.
Emily. Melinda.
Here.
Sahasra. Here. Galen. Naya. Alex.
Here.
Simon.
Here.
Jocelyn. Fergus. Here. Sophia. Pablo. Simi. Ruhan. Okay, great. Sebastian. Move. Khalil.
Here.
Rithvik. Jocelyn.
Here.
Arian. Jocelyn Cruz. Maddie. Here. Jack Terrell.
Here.
Nicole. Here. Aditya. Pablo Tang.
Here.
Okay. Now. What?
Oh, yeah, so now,
We're approving.
we're in the third meeting. So, have there been any emergency circumstances in the last 4 minutes? Anyone have any problems? Oh, yes.
My emergency, I wanna highlight the money that was magically found throughout the budget process that was just awarded to SAC without any form of deliberation.
Okay, so. Excuse me. Sure. So what happens here? I'll just step back. So we need a majority of total members. That's UA elected members can decide to entertain amendments during this meeting, which we are now in the third meeting, if they agree. Enough new information has arisen to constitute an emergency situation. So, given your statement, is this a point of order?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you would have to make an amendment, then we would have to like debate on that amendment.
Yeah.
We need like something in writing to talk about.
So, well, actually, it says here to decide to entertain amendments, so really we don't need amendment. We're just deciding to entertain the possibility of an amendment. Otherwise, we just go right into it, but there could also be a motion to approve the budget.
I'm thinking like if we entertain this amendment with no real amendment, are we just talking for the sake of talking and nothing's actually gonna get done with no amendment?
I mean, that could happen. The way this is written is just we need a majority vote to decide to entertain amendments.
Point of order. The question was, has any new emergency arisen?
Oh, I'm sorry, but I didn't process your question fully. Who's the question to?
Yeah, the question, it's like, I'm asking for amendment, you're asking for emergency situation.
Right, so then.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Yes, so then you said that, and then we will.
Can I say something? Well, then put it into perspective of like
Yeah. Okay, what we're gonna do, does anyone else have any statements on emergency situation?
There needs to be like something about changing.
What this says is entertain amendments, so we're debating the fact that there is an emergency situation. Has enough information arisen to constitute an emergency situation?
Point of order.
Yes.
Just to clarify, so.
Yes.
We're gonna vote on the fact that we're gonna accept amendments. This is just
Correct.
amendments.
Correct.
And also by. And by emergency, that would like imply that there's new information, but in all reality, this information was available at the last meeting that we had close 10 minutes ago, that was discussed.
Yes, unless someone says that there's been something in 5 minutes.
Here, it's just kind of a new perspective that we should have discussed 10 minutes.
Yes, that's how I would interpret it. Yes, sir.
Taking longer than the vote actually.
Yeah, so I think we should, do you want to move to voting procedure to entertain amendments in this third budget meeting? Would someone like to make that motion?
Point of order.
Yes.
So just to clarify, the question that was asked, was it with the intention of proposing an amendment or was it just a question?
It was the answer to the question, is there emergency information? I'm more than willing to propose an amendment if we deem that this is emergency information. I think it is.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
Productive, is there any sort of motion where we can like answer a question as opposed to like open the floor for amendments, then discuss the question?
I think we're better off just going through with this vote right now
Okay,
to
thank
decide if we have. I'm gonna read it again. Is there enough new information that has arisen to constitute an emergency situation? That is what we're deciding. We're gonna vote. It requires a majority vote of the total members here to approve that, which then would allow us to entertain amendments. Okay, yes.
Just clarify for everybody.
Yes.
You're voting on whether or not you would include that. That is just to visit.
So, yes, this is if we agree, it says to decide to entertain amendments during this meeting, if they, referring to the UA elected members that are here, agree that new information has arisen to constitute an emergency situation. So if you believe that there has been new information that has arisen that constitutes an emergency situation, which then would allow us to entertain amendments, you are voting in favor of this. If you do not think that is the case, you're voting against this. I is in favor. You think there's emergency, we are in an emergency situation because there's no information. And nay, you do not believe that is the case. Is everyone clear on how this is working and what we're voting on? So
What's the new information?
that's up to you. Do you think there is,
How long is this?
it says if they agree
They're not good.
that enough
Okay,
new
thank you,
information.
thank you,
has
you're
arisen?
good.
Yes. Do we want to read it again? More, no.
Can I just ask, can you clarify like what specifically about the SAG funding?
How about you?
Okay, so what happened was in the middle of the budget process, the budget committee put out a memo that said, we've been in negotiation talks for a while. We found $4,000. We're just gonna give it to SAC. And I think they've overstepped in doing that by not allowing any form of deliberation in doing it. I think that needs deliberation for that to happen.
That is the role of budget.
What do you think?
Okay, all right, no, we're done. We're going to the vote. Okay, is there a motion? We're done. Motion, is there an elected member that want to?
I am.
Yes, yes. A second, is there a second? All elected members in favor of, let me be clear.
Wait, so I do.
So if you're voting in favor of this, you believe that there is new information that constitutes an emergency situation that will then allow us to entertain amendments?
Point of order.
Yes,
If we just don't motion, can we just move on, or do we have to do something about it?
we've already made the motion. We're gonna go through it. So if you raise your hand right now, you're in favor of entertaining amendments
Point of
because you
order.
think.
Wait, no, we should do it.
I think this is important.
Yes.
When was the memo released? So we could use that timing to determine if this was new, like since the meeting started.
We've had like a budget meeting happen last week and this week,
So when was
like
that
right now,
memo
like 5 minutes ago, so
The memo was before winter break, or first
before
spring
spring
break.
break.
So the memo was released.
But the memo was discussed in the budget meeting, like that happened before spring break and in this meeting.
Okay, so the memo has been discussed in the past and now.
Yes, it has.
So this memo was released prior to the start of the second budget.
Correct.
Thank you.
And anyone could have brought an amendment during the last, start of this meeting. Okay,
Cook. I'm on.
is everyone good? This, we could have an appeals court. I've always said like, we could have an appeals court on the UA to debate these things. But are we all clear on how this works?
Yes.
All right, we had a motion on the floor. There was a second. All elected members in favor. And if you're in favor, this would then allow us to entertain amendments. Please raise your hand if you are in favor of this. Any opposed?
Oh, my bad.
You know what, actually, I'm gonna,
No, don't do it.
okay, here,
Can we motion?
okay, all right, that motion clearly fails. We will
Motion
not,
previous question to vote on the budget.
Second.
Is that how it works?
I would just say a motion to approve the budget.
Motion to approve the budget.
Second.
All elected members, actually, no, let's do a roll call. Let's do it.
No, 80.
No, we should do a roll call. We're doing a roll call. We're doing a roll call.
Motion to modify the voting procedure to raise.
I'm gonna say. We're doing a roll call. It has to be a roll call. No, it has to be a roll call. I'm sorry, it has to be a roll call. We're doing a roll call.
Why are we so bitch?
You're supposed to today.
A bit?
Yeah.
Thanks, I didn't take medication, granted I don't.
Guys, we're voting on
Wait,
entertaining.
I get added to the
No,
executive
this is,
too.
we're voting to approve the budget.
Okay, this is the vote, guys. Vote to approve the budget.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Wait, actually, no, it's not, because you made the motion
This is to vote on it, so.
Yes.
That's what
This is what happened at University Council, yes.
Wait,
There's
so the
two
vote, this is
Yes,
a motion to vote on the budget.
Yes. So, okay, so sorry, I really want to do this perfectly. I'm so sorry, this is a waste of 5 minutes of your time. Raise your hand if you're in favor of entering voting procedure to approve the budget, all elected members. Okay, any opposed? All right, that motion clearly passes. We will now enter voting procedure, which is gonna be a roll call vote. And this is to approve the budget, which we have on screen for the 2026-2027 academic year. If you vote aye, you are in favor. If you vote nay, you are opposed to this budget.
Alright. Naya.
Hey.
You're on. Mo.
A.
A. Taya. I. Mary.
I.
I'm crying. So,
A.
Chinmay.
Yes.
Tanvi. Eddie.
I.
Shanti.
I.
Aisha.
A.
Tashika. A. Pierce. Stanley. Amira. And Samyang.
I.
Charmaine. A. Solon. A. Sophie. A. Ryan. DK. Vance.
No.
Okay. This vote, the budget passes 21A, 2 nay, 1 abstention.
I thought this was a motion to proceed to the vote.
Making it clear. Alright, thank you all, do we? Huh?
Change your vote.
The votes.
No.
No, the vote's over. He could have changed it. We could have changed it while we were in voting. We're done with voting now. Thank you, sir. You can enjoy your evening. Do we want to recess or do we want to go right into? Go right. Oh yeah, the financial desk is complete. Y'all can say if you want.
Thank you, guys.
Wait, budget's over. Oh, do you actually want to say that? Say it.
Budget is over.
I guess.
No.
I'm gonna add that to this one.
Alright.
Wait, I'm just looking at these. Yeah, so that, I'm secretary pro tem. I could go.
Wait.
And please stay here. Please stay. If you're a UA member, please stay.
This is like letting me live out like. It's like.
Zoe has to go. Sorry. So good.
Okay, give me a second, let me open up.
If you're UA, please stay if you can, because we're gonna start you.
I'm taking attendance and I'm a bitch.
Alright, we're still on live.
Don't
Yes.
say that.
I am. Council that's in the absence of that, the second meeting, but I was here.
I mean, I'll fix it right now.
Thank you.
That was so serious.
It's awful. It was, I had, I forgot.
All right, let's do this.
Alright, guys, please, if you're leaving, please be quiet as we take for being here. And we're about to do the third roll call of the day. So y'all are racking up those points. Glad that, we'll make it happen right here at the end.
Okay, and that's enough, I want to do attendance now.
Alright.
Naya.
Are you shaking hands right?
Yes.
Here.
Musa.
Here.
Aiden.
Here.
Mo.
Here.
Leah.
Here.
Oh shoot, I'm putting the attendance part. Taya.
Yes.
Mario.
Here.
Okay, I'm speed run. I'm here. Chinmay.
Here.
Donvi.
Here.
Aisha.
Here.
Geez, give me for a moment. Eddie.
Here.
Shika.
Here.
So she's not here. Aiden, Chauncey.
Here.
Benjamin John Woods is not here. Shit, fuck, I messed up. Okay. Here. Are you here? Okay, Brian's not here. Stanley. Mira.
Here.
Samyang.
Here.
Charmaine.
Here.
So on. ZK. Sophie.
Here. Sorry.
Ryan.
Here.
And nope, he failed. Savants. Thank you. Y'all can go ahead.
Point of order. What is going on?
Can we change him?
Yeah, so, okay, that's why I was, sorry, could you explain?
I have to write an essay.
Oh.
But I need to take them, somebody needs to take a minute, so it's just over.
Let's look on your us.
But I'm here to like present my thing, but
What's up, acting secretary?
I'm Secretary Pro Tempore. Naya?
No, you're acting secretary.
What?
Then we have, okay,
Wait, have we gone through all the?
Yeah. That's it.
All the amps?
Yeah, oh, no.
I'm still.
I'm new to this, guys. Rafa. Gustav?
Here.
Asim's not here. Minna?
Here.
Kennedy?
Here.
Jeffrey?
Here.
Anjali's not here. Alexa's not here. Gracie?
Here.
Good timing.
Buddy? AJ? Nina?
Here.
David?
I'm still welcome.
No. Catherine?
Here.
Morlocke?
Here.
Emily?
Here.
Melinda? No. Sahasra?
Here.
Kaylin? Anaya? Alex? Simon?
Here.
Jocelyn?
Here.
Sophia? Chen?
Did you get the right Jocelyn then?
Jocelyn Vargas?
Yes. Good job.
I know my Jocelyn. Sophia Chen? Pablo? Here. Pablo Searches, my bad. Sinmi? Ruhan? Sebastian? Dude, okay, how many of these people failed the test? My God, Halil?
I think I'm.
I hope so too. Rifik's not here. Jasim? Ariane? Jocelyn Cruz? Madeline? Gap?
Here.
Nicole?
Here.
Yeah. Pablo?
Here.
Jesus, we have a lot of AMs. That's it.
Alright. Thank you so much, Mr. Silva. I really appreciate it.
What about the members of the public?
Oh, yeah.
Any members of the public?
No.
There's, put him on the.
Okay, sure. First president.
Are you like,
I'm on
are
it.
you set up for that?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Wait, she's already.
Okay, and we're on to the GBM.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right, so we'll now have 10 minutes of open forum, preference given to members of the public. If you want to say anything, 10 minutes. Anyone have anything for open forum?
Motion to allow support.
Wow.
Second.
Do you want to withdraw it or no? Yeah, she.
Oh,
Rob.
5 seconds.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, wait. The applications for the International Peer Mentorship Program have officially opened. And I think it's an amazing program. You don't have to be international, so talent's a bit misleading. You can be like a US student, you can mentor international students. It's a very low stake thing. It's very remote. You basically just get a friend in the summer. So if you're interested, you should definitely apply. It's on the Slack or in Access.
Any other topics for new business? Oh, or open for, sorry, open forum.
What's gonna happen for?
No. There-
That's my statement. You can write it down.
Okay.
Would any, did members want to make a motion? Or not? We could just show.
Can we talk more?
There-
Aiden writes more.
Oh, yeah. Let's just start filibustering. All right, is there there's a second? All elected members in favor of elapsing of the forum.
Sounds good.
No one wants to elapse. I know there's no one else raised their hand. Anyone want to elapse open forum? All right, any opposed? That clearly passes. Thank you all so much. We're gonna, I don't know what, all right, so it's not budget happened. But we'll go into Naya's report.
I'm gonna mistype everything you said.
You zoom in a bit.
Give me 1 second.
right now.
We good? Okay. Holy crap, guys, we just finished budget, longest budget I've ever endured in my entire life. But it's over now. So lots of meetings the last, I don't even know, several weeks apparently. We met with business services, career services. Myself and some of exec had a meeting with ISSS, DPS, OGC, and UC reps. I'll touch base on that a little bit later.
I did add that budget for the minutes.
We also met with athletics, SRFS. I met with Gary Purpura, trustees meetings, Jameson, PFP, admissions. Karu, Musab, Gary, Katie Bonner. Upcoming meetings, we have wellness, which we already have agenda topics for, HUD, University Council, OGCA, University Life Space, and events. And even though we just endured a 3-hour meeting, there's only 7 responses to the admin agenda response form, which I asked you guys to fill out because you guys asked to not waste time during my section to get agenda topics. And the questions so far are literally just saying NA over and over and over again. So that's not helpful very much. These are our last meetings of this session. So I do want to try to spend a little bit of time getting a little bit of questions here. I think a couple for OGCA. Is anyone confused on what OGCA does? Do you have questions?
Wait, do we have Frez as well?
We do. It's on the response form. Yeah. Oh, it's not on upcoming meetings, sorry. But it is on the agenda response form. OGCA, this Office of Government Community Affairs. This is how the university interacts with all things, I guess, federal government, local government, community engagement. Any questions for OGCA? Silva.
I guess, how are we, oh, I have to write this for myself too. How are we, what's it called? I guess collaborating with the state government preparation for this new budget cycle that we're having at the state level. Let me write that down for myself.
And I'd say local too.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, just like America 250 updates, what we're doing with the government. How much we're paying for lobbying again.
Okay. Someone else just responded, thanks.
Do we contribute to campaigns?
Do we contribute to like?
Campaign funded.
Do we have any dark money PACs?
Jeez, we actually do, I believe.
Do we actually?
You missed the president's, wait, you mentioned the president's, we fund elections in like we fund campaigns for elections in North Carolina. Do I have to present in the minutes?
Is that true?
Wait, I don't think that was
I
public
don't think
information, or he said.
He did send me to contribute to PACs, that,
Wait, I would not discuss this.
well, let's discuss with OGCA. And I'll ask them when I go to work tomorrow.
What is the?
Yeah, do we have PACs? Do we, like, does Penn have a?
Okay.
Do we have,
You did cross off.
so, oh, yeah. Yeah. Do we have like relationships with all the potential new congressional candidate or new member of Congress that will represent the 3rd congressional district, which we reside in?
Same. Same for governor.
Yeah, well, yeah, we do with Shapiro. He loves us, Shapiro.
Yeah, well, maybe
What if like we have another one primaries?
Exactly.
What if we get another one in the like midterms?
Very unlikely, but we could definitely ask.
That's
Yes, certainly ask.
Okay, okay, that's good. The next one is for University Life Space and Events. These are all questions regarding booking spaces within University Life, such as student fees, the housekeeping fees. It kind of applies to almost all booking spaces across the campus. I can clarify if not. There was a document that I asked you guys to review from the minutes on the GBM from November 2nd, which explained what ULSC does and what they cover in their purview. Last time we met with them, we only had 15 minutes and there were a lot of questions, so I figured we have equally as much questions this time around. Cleo.
another question, ones in the board. Why did they dismantle their advisory boards and are they looking, I know it's budgetary reasons, but are they looking to restate it?
Let's see.
Yes, they have like student advisory board.
Okay.
Yes.
Ryan,
Did you say they cover housekeeping?
housekeeping fees.
Oh, so can you just ask like why they don't have any like way to prove like you actually require housekeeping like for event booking? Like they just charge like a flat fee, like regardless of whether you actually think that's or not.
Here's.
I'm curious about like occupancy data for classroom and like rooms that ULC has purview over in the summer.
Okay, Simon.
I think I put it on the form, but related to housekeeping fees, why do we see a $6 increase and an hour increase in the minimum?
Would you want to repeat that? I'm so sorry.
Why do we see a $6 increase and I think that we also saw an hour increase in the minimum?
Thank you.
You probably.
So it's that.
Anyone else have questions for ULSC? Okay. And then lastly, Frez, this is usually a fan favorite. This is facilities, real estate services. Huh?
No removal.
No removal, etc. So
For starters, I mean, like DHG is already working on this, but I guess if we could get a more direct answer as to how do they determine whether something is an emergency maintenance request and when something isn't, I believe time and time again, members of the assembly have come forward and be like, hey, my like room's light suddenly shut off, my bathtub didn't drain for 2 weeks, and no one from Fres came because they deemed it not an emergency. What do they decide is and is not an emergency?
yeah. Julio.
Also, there's a lot of like a construction happens on the water, which is floor and over those here.
So I can't hear you over the same thing.
Jesus. I've actually received complaints from people living like in Lauder that construction starts after 10 p.m. each night on like Walnut and 34th and 33rd. Like not flat the road, like it's big
construction.
Yes, construction.
Okay.
So does Ben have like any influence on that? Can they change the time? Can they make any?
Spruce Street.
Especially they start like final week.
Oh, not.
Wait, it's not Spruce, right? It's on Chestnut.
Chestnut.
Yeah.
But it's also on Walnut. I'm impressed by
Chestnut, Spruce, and
Bless
oh,
you.
Chestnut. I'm sorry, Chestnut.
It's Chestnut. It's like the 3,500 block of Chestnut, I think.
So this is on Chestnut and Walnut?
Chestnut only.
Chestnut only, okay.
The corner where AGH is.
Yes. Thank you, babe.
Gotcha.
Here's.
What do they see for the future, or what do they expect for the future of the Schuylkill Yards area? Especially with the closure of a lot of like biotech firms in the area, and are they gonna continue to invest in this?
DK.
Just to hop on, I actually had to live through about 2 months of constant construction next to my, because I'm on second floor on Lauder, right next to the construction, and it was pretty disruptive. I'm not sure if this is a question that can be asked to them, but are RAs able to do anything to help? My RA gave me a few devices.
Devices?
Yeah, you have thoughts and this like white noise generator. Are there more? It doesn't work, but are there more things that can be done in the room before stuff gets resolved? Because I think what I was told is that this is planned by the city companies. I'm not sure how it works, but I anticipate that it will take a while before such construction stuff.
Yeah, I believe that Performing Arts Center is coded to be done in 2028.
It's not from the Performing Arts Center.
It's not from the Performing Arts Center.
It's big road
Is
construction.
it road construction that's loud?
It is
Maybe nothing for the Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, depends on dollars now. City of Philadelphia.
And it's always consistently around 2 AM to about 6.
Wow.
Mostly last semester.
Alright. Any other questions, David?
I have two actually.
Okay.
First question is, I was one of locust block between 35 the other day. So it's kind of a dead time, but there's a scooter that like just fucking zoomed past me. And I don't know, I was scared for my life. First of all, I thought they were banned between 8 and 5. Second of all, how does Fres aim to I guess address the concerns of like bicyclists and like scooters on during pedestrian hours. And the second question I had is, what like does the university own any like right of way signage along like Walnut and Spruce? And if not, then like how does it negotiate with like the students?
You might say in that second question again, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry, it was a bunch of words.
Sorry.
So first,
how does does the university own any right of way signage on Walnut or Spruce? And if not, then what's the negotiation process like with the Department of Streets?
Thank you.
Department of Streets.
Yeah.
Municipal government is beautiful.
It is.
First you fucking say that.
Any other questions? Yes, Nina.
But this one, but do you have any updates on like K-check? Because the elevator has been broken for a week and like this has been an ongoing.
Let be more business services.
Wait,
I can
No, it's
email
for us
tomorrow.
too.
Is it for like specifically like maintenance line?
Oh.
Just coordination and knowledge.
It's like, I feel like when we talked like the elevator, like the 2x2 elevator construction
I'll
for
double
like
check.
Cornwall.
I'll double check for last question. Jimmy?
If you're asking me about elevators, you should also mention Harrison, on, I think Friday, there was only one out of the 4 elevators working that all day. And there was like a 15-20 minute line to go up and down, and like that's been a recurring issue with elevators going up.
Within, on the Harrison train, they finally fixed one elevator,
Today.
which went back down. It's slower than the old elevators. The doors don't close fast enough and it can only go up.
Is this the new? Like the brand new one they just.
So wait, just the list. It only goes up.
It only goes up. It's slower than the old ones. The doors don't close fast
Wait,
enough.
when you press the button, like half of them unpress.
Yeah.
After like.
This happened in Harmon too. You're talking about Harrison, right?
Oh, I'm about Hon.
This also happened in
You
Harmon.
have to like press it multiple.
Yes, and they kept on clicking.
And then they go too fast that you miss your floor.
Yeah.
Wait, it's both too slow and too fast?
Wait, the doors don't close fast enough.
Okay.
But then, like you start clicking buttons, they start taking them away.
What the fuck do you mean that you start clicking buttons?
Like
Click a button and it turns red, cause like, oh, you're on this floor.
Yeah.
It turns red, it unclicks, you miss your.
Oh, okay.
You have to like hit it multiple times to work.
Oh, wait.
Or it'll just reverse direction before you get there.
Yeah.
So like,
Just-
I get my dad, so it just can't.
Can you guys come back? No, it's fine, Jimmy.
For context, that elevator that was being renovated, I think the renovation was supposed to be done like mid-January, like just when we came back from school. So it's been pushed for 2 months and it's still probably ready.
Alright. Yes.
I have a question about, because in K-Check first semester, we had people that would clean our bathrooms like once a day, like in the morning, and now this semester, I think they get cleaned like once a week and it gets pretty filthy. I was wondering if like the staffing for janitorial things has changed in other dorms, or if it's just like K-Check.
Also, Carol.
Given the poor product and longer than anticipated timeline, are we reconsidering the contract we have with the new elevator installers? Because they're supposed to be going for another 2 years.
It's $200 million.
Huh?
$200 million.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, it's not. No, it's 14.
This might not be correct
Close.
to ask for this, but I'm
Yeah.
wondering what the like minimum hourly wage they have set for maintenance workers is around 10, and like why they justify that.
Can you guys stop the crosstalk so we can move just past this, please? Maintenance to hourly. to
Yeah.
maintenance.
Wait, what was the second part? So you asked, what is the main?
She asked for what is the minimum hourly wage for maintenance workers across campus?
And like, can they justify it, correct? Is that the other part?
Yeah, like why they believe that is just, I actually don't know what it is.
Okay,
I'm curious.
anyone else? Okay, I am introducing a resolution, but I'll formally bring the document forth during the new document portion. That's all for me.
Okay. UCC and UAC happened, talk to the DP, UC prep, AD crew meetings, meeting with NAP, and then have university council on Wednesday as well. If you'd like to attend university council, you can email like, I think it's due@PO Box, or you can also just walk in. I'll bring up this constitutional amendment in new business. Last thing I'll say is I know elections start this week. Given like first-hand experience from last year, I don't get very like stressful and very anxiety driving. But remember like everyone's also in a similar position as you, so you can find a lot of solace in other people who are also running. So make sure to create great community and bonds between your fellow candidates. Okay, that's all from me.
Good question.
Questions?
Can you talk a bit about the meeting with the GP, please?
It was off the record.
What's on the agenda with NAP?
Discussing their relations with the UA and potential interest in joining UA steering.
Can you?
Much.
Yeah, I'll bring it. Any last questions? Alright, perfect.
Oh, wait, I forgot to say, just briefly, obviously, all the minutes should be in the drive for any minutes, the meetings that we had this past 2 weeks, just so you know.
Right. Not too much. So we're actually quite near the end here. Like of everything. Life.
So sad.
You're gonna kill yourself, Carol?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
So we have this meeting, right? Which was like 3 meetings. We have next week is the last actual GBM of the session. And then April 5th will be what we call our communications GBM. For those of you that haven't been on the UA before, basically it's like not a normal meeting. We come together. We won't be in this room. We'll hopefully be in a more tight-knit space. We'll say nice things about each other. We'll go around in a circle one by one, have a few minutes to speak. We'll honor our graduating seniors and we'll reflect on the year. So it's a very nice time to come together after, we've had the elections from the NEC. After we finish the business for the session, we'll come together on April 5th. We'll invite all of our seniors that have left, whether they failed attendance or they quit throughout the years. We'll invite all of them back. They'll be there, hopefully, for that final meeting. We can honor them, honor each other, and just generally sort of appreciate everything that we've been able to accomplish or maybe not accomplish this year. But definitely attend that. It's a really nice time. It's very meaningful. Can often get quite emotional. So circle that on your calendars, 8 p.m. I apologize for having this year. It almost certainly will not be in Huntsman, but we will be back at our normal 8 p.m. time. And also this is poor. I really should have updated this. I'm so sorry. We'll be back at 8 p.m. though next week, back in 365. But yeah, that's it. But we have this week for committees and we have next week for committees, and that is it. And it's up to the next speaker if there'll be committees in the next session this year. That is very unlikely. So you're almost certainly done with committees for the year after, not this week, but the following week. So just attend, it's the last couple of weeks, and be grateful for everything. But thank you all. Appreciate it. Yeah.
What's the date for the transition meeting?
So that will be set by me and the NEC, but it will most likely be that following Sunday. Just for context as well, the transition meeting will be obviously after we've had the elections from the NEC. In that meeting, we will elect the speaker, we will elect the treasurer, and we will elect the secretary. The newly elected UA members will be able to vote on that. And then once we have chosen those 3, that will make up exec. And then exec following that will start the interview and application process for CAB, which is all the committee directors. So if you're interested in running for exec, that will most likely be the following Sunday after April 5th. And then if you want to be a committee director, that will be in the weeks after the transition meeting. Any other questions about running for things or CAB or the last few meetings? No? Okay. Thank you all.
Just had one with Katie and trustee meeting, but that's it. Julia?
Now, should you go up, Bruce, secretary?
Yeah.
Maybe update on those, isn't it?
Don't think there's that much to say. She also had a trustee meeting, as most of exec did, during that same week, and they voted on a new master student. A new master student,
Like maybe it's a.
probably a program for those offboarding to medical school, as well as changing the names of a master's in computer science. Heard from panel AI in classrooms. They have representatives from two faculty members from engineering school and graduate school of education, SELI and SKU. Link. All right, that's all. No, actually, I will give an airport shuttles update. Not gonna lie, this was a fight this time around. Lots of last minute, literally scratching the floor. Thank you to all who completed their shifts. And were understanding of all the things we did not expect to happen with that. I believe we successfully sold 504 tickets this spring. 503 tickets. Approximately 400 of those came around the time after I sent my all-school email the night before, so.
And our Instagram ad.
And the Instagram ad that was ran. So lots of last minute trying to do marketing and advertising. Just emphasizes how important it is to really make this a group effort here. But we did it. 1,000 students served this year. That's all.
This is like a shorting cat situation. Would you like to take minutes, Aiden?
Right. Wait, I normally don't.
Feel free, you can.
Alright, yeah, I'm kind of dyslexic, so.
You're also typing. Like, that's.
You wanna put time, I mean.
So I type and speak.
Well, you know, just read it out.
I mean, Julia does Telegram, she goes to her.
Yeah.
Wait, you can talk if you can go back to the recording.
Okay. I'll quickly talk about the trustee meeting I had. What's it called? So as PhD director, I sit on the campus planning and facilities trustee committee. We talked about the renovations to DRL, which, to give a quick runoff off the top of my head. The construction is going to begin summer 2028 and finish around, I want to say January 2031. What's it called? It's a complete like renovation of the building top down. It's gonna actually look really nice, like most modern buildings made mostly of glass. And it's actually being increased to 7 floors. In the meantime, since a lot of labs and classes are housed there, they're gonna be setting up these shift locations to kind of like temporarily house these classes and laboratories. I asked for further details. They couldn't give it because they haven't planned them. They'll have them for the June trustee meeting, which either I or the next DHT committee director will ideally be present at to just get those details and share them with the body when we come back in September. What's it called? Healthy beverages meeting. We met, myself, Ridvik, and my good and former UA member Tanisha met with business services on healthy drinks. They're now in McClellan. But next up, we have a meeting this week with business services on health code violations and a Michael Scales 101. But I want to quickly invite up, oh my God, I thought this should have been updated with the link. Sorry, give me a second. I'm gonna remove this. But actually, I want to invite up the PETA team really quickly to give a quick talk on the report. Can you keep this for 3 minutes?
Yep.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Hi, guys. Hola. Okay, alright, so if you recall from the last meeting, we are the Penn Improves Transit App team, and we sent out a survey to the Penn population to, you know, understand what they want to change or what they think about Penn Transit. So this is the report from that survey. It is very long and very detailed.
Yeah, we just have a summary of how many people reported that they use these services and why they use them, or like what specific services they use or why they don't use it.
Yeah, so basically, if you want the details, just go through the report. It's very long. I think what we want to highlight
is the most important part of this is what are the action items that are gonna come out of this survey? What do we really need to talk to business services about? And what do we learn from this survey? So
yeah, so first and foremost, something you notice is a lot of people care about the time, the ETA. It's inaccurate and that's the most cited issue. We want more real-time tracking. And then there's also improving on demand, which is the most used service.
Yeah, cool. And then another priority is expanding the service coverage. So for staff and faculty that live far off campus that still think that this is an option that they can use, they would like more expanded service coverage so that they're able to use this service. And Also, app overhauls. So there were a lot of notes about how this app would crash, how the maps didn't look very good, how the bus routes weren't accurate in terms.
Outdated.
Yeah, it was very outdated overall. So one suggestion that we will be making is to perhaps shift it under, this is a terrible time to bring it up, but let's purview. If we give them.
Okay, yeah, the last option, our last priority was increasing awareness. We had a lot of people who were talking about how, they didn't feel like the app was easy to use. So we had an option on the survey of do you use the app or not? People who didn't use it cited that they didn't really understand how to. So I think it would be really cool to have a campaign to raise awareness or kind of expand on how to use the app. I think business services or Penn Transit would love to do that. But yeah, generally the idea of this is we're gonna give this report to business services, Penn Transit, and explore what's feasible, what's not, also review it with their focus groups, and yeah.
Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
First, wonderful work. It's an amazing report.
Wait, could you speak up a little?
Oh, sorry. First, wonderful work. Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing report. I love I love the questions and I love the recommendations. But don't you think 43 responses is not enough to make conclusion? Especially I was in meeting with staff as UA and they were very quantity heavy. So can we push it for another week or two? Give the same perception, but maybe to reinforce our little numbers.
The only problem we have with this is that it would coincide with the census. At the same time, we don't want to do any extra dual surveys.
That and then also the last response we got from this was March 18th. So I think kind of the time to promote it has faded. And I would also say that the reason why we're not too worried is we're also gonna have the focus groups with Penn Transit, right? So hopefully both work in tandem. Obviously, this is not fully representative, but I think it's a nice starting point to kind of see what students are interested in, and then we can explore more.
It's not just students, by the way. It's students, it's faculty, it's staff, it's grad students, it's undergrads off campus, undergrads on campus as well. So that's good.
Any other questions?
I just have a comment about it. Okay, or it doesn't have to be a question.
I mean, you can give a comment and ask, what do you think?
Okay. Sure. I feel like the problem is not people not knowing how to use the app, it's the app just doesn't function. So.
Yeah, we got like that.
People I've talked to about Penn Transit, they say just something the app just doesn't work, no one knows how to use it. It's not lack of knowledge, it's just the app will give you the necessary.
100%. I think that's why we put all these priorities before the awareness. The fact that, if we improve the app and we have all these things, then we can raise awareness. So that's a completely valid point.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And I also want to invite up, if she could give some big updates for, is she still here? I guess.
Technically she is.
Okay, in the meantime, housing project's going pretty well. Yeah, can you see if she's outside? Otherwise, I think we're gonna move on.
The project is going well, no updates there.
Meetings are happening.
Right.
What?
That's housing.
The housing project is basically what our meeting with Fres is really gonna be about, understanding what makes and what doesn't make an emergency maintenance request. And working to see if there's any way to amend that to kind of just have them actually do more work fixing.
Sorry, guys, can we try to focus? We're almost at the end of the meeting.
Ashik, do you want to quickly speak on the overlook or you're good?
Sorry. Absolutely.
Like the update that is coming.
Statement out against us. We're gonna statement out against us very soon.
You're the one that see one.
Statement against us.
Yeah,
Probably.
Okay, never mind, we're gonna proceed ahead. CES is up.
Okay, on behalf of Alexa, we have a project by Kusao and Jocelyn, but they're both not here. So we'll present it next week, but if you guys wanna take a look at it, it's pretty interesting, but we'll discuss it next week. That's it.
Please.
Pierce, anything?
Oh, no.
Taya?
Speaker?
Yeah.
Something to see us?
Okay.
Just a meeting with aid director and undergrad aid director on the 31st. If anyone wants to join, give me contacts. I would love to have more support there.
They're trying to get more bread.
It's about the meal break program for highly aided students. I'm working toward increasing the daily allocation for meals. Spend gives $25 each day, which is not enough by any measures.
What time on the 31st?
11 AM.
Okay, where we?
New business.
Yeah, there's no one, okay, yeah, so we're gonna present this today.
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay, so we're gonna present this, what we're gonna do to do this properly, we're gonna entertain this document. Is there a motion to consider?
This or consider this document.
And so we need a majority vote just to think about it. Like we were talking about before, the emergency situation. All elected members, is there a second? Sorry, so there's a second.
Second.
All elected members in favor of considering this document? Any opposed? This motion clearly passes. We will now entertain this document. You will. I think it's three, yeah. You got 3 minutes to present.
Cool. So yeah, I sent this ahead of time, so hopefully you guys had a chance to look at this. The summary document or the summary page does a really good job of explaining what this is. Specifically, I'm calling for and asking after several meetings, whether this was with UC reps, whether this was a joint meeting that we recently had, University Council, meetings with DPS, meeting with ISSS, all these meetings conjoined have kind of led to this specifically, as well as meetings with people. The purpose of this is to establish protocols for the university regarding federal immigration enforcement, and just to ensure that all students are being protected, they're safe, and that they understand their rights. Some of the key problems that I've noticed are that there's a lack of centralization with the university efforts and their policies. It's very decentralized. ISS does something, DPS does something, people does something. There's just nothing happening all at once together. It's very inconsistent. There's limited awareness among students, and there's just been increased vulnerability for immigration impacted students. Again, the calls to actions are for to establish specific university-wide protocols and responding to immigration enforcement, expanding PIN-specific Know Your Rights resources in collaboration with immigration legal experts, implementing training modules for faculty, staff, administrators on how to respond in the instance of federal immigration enforcement on campus, establishing some type of anonymous hotline for students to make complaints if necessary, and get advice, improving the security and designation of campus spaces, and then creating transparent reporting and communication systems. Whereas clauses, again, just give a lot of context. I think most of you probably are already familiar with most of these. Specifically looking at the resolved clauses. Again, this one's asking for the protocol to be established. Specifically calling out faculty, staff, RAs, and student-facing employees. This one is a centralized point of contact within the Office of General Counsel or DPS. This one is on specifically explaining the distinction between public and non-public spaces on campus, because there is a difference in how federal immigration officers could enter these buildings. So for example, if there's a sign that says this is a private space, they shouldn't be able to enter without a warrant or without consent. Also establishing the differences between judicial warrants and administrative warrants. This is specific training to frontline staff, including allied universal guards, faculty members, RAs, TAs, administrative personnel, etc. This one is collaborating to create PIN-specific Know Your Rights materials, because consistently organizations like APSC, Latinx Coalition, PIN for Immigrant Rights have asked DPS and the university to hand out Know Your Rights resources, such as the little red cards that are given out to a lot of students. And they've said no because it's been inconsistent or it's not advice that they would give. So my response is to just create their own that they would approve of. This one is creating a task force, because I feel that when things have happened so broadly federally, task force have been instituted, but not for this matter. This one is expanding the law enforcement webpage, the FAQs, and I'll get back to that in a second. This one is putting more PIN card readers here, including Huntsman Hall, the Arch Building, PIN cap spaces, and any other academic buildings that are consistently remaining open and are, considered public spaces because there's no restrictions to getting into those buildings. Same thing with this anonymous online portal, and then also coordinating with the UA, shall there be any updates. I specifically want to give you guys an example of what our current DPS FAQ website, this also, I will say, this is in response to a meeting that we had with DPS where they said, okay, here's what we're doing for you guys. And this is what they gave us. This is their FAQ. This is their FAQ. You'll see, okay.
Yeah.
Well, can I extend it at this? Can someone extend it? Like
Yeah,
by a minute?
I don't think,
Can I
no
do-
one cares about anything anymore, so just.
Yo, what's this not on the top?
That's fine, sorry.
Okay. This is important. If anyone has any objections, please let me know. Okay, this is like their FAQs, right? You'll see a lot of times they will just tell you to contact Penn Police, which is what you should do. But it happens over and over and over again. What should I do? Call this number. What should I do? Call this number, call this number, call this number, keep going. And it just keeps going. So there's not really any thorough responses, but when you look at University of Delaware, for example, their webpage. And again, I will say that they say these things, they're like, we can't put out certain things because they don't want federal scrutiny. Several universities are under scrutiny right now, and yeah, all of them are explicitly doing things like University of Delaware, who have a quick reference guides. They explicitly say what public versus limited access or private spaces are. They have specific protocols for each type of person on campus. What to do in public areas, role of police. And then they have a much longer FAQ section. And again, it just keeps going. So when you look at these things and we hear from our administrators, they can't do these things, but you see schools like University of Delaware doing that. I think there's a little bit more that they can give us here. Again, it's into faculty and staff. They have additional resources such as Know Your Rights resources that they again say that they do not endorse or take responsibility for these viewpoints, but they do still feel that it's applicable to share it. So again, just a great example of what we could be doing versus what we're not doing. And then these are just the references that I've mentioned throughout here. I'll stop there.
Okay, it's only double the amount of time. Cool. All right, so now we're supposed to have 5 minutes for Q and A, so do people have questions?
Khalil.
Amazing work, needed, there needs to be more, needs to have more style in this, and the resolution is very needed, thank you. One quick suggestion slash question, can we change allied security into like our private contracted security, because allied may change and you never know. Just like for.
Like in the case of Allied Universal Guards change.
It's always mentioned allied security guards, so we can just change it like to private contracted guard, anything like more general.
Like allied security or current contracted security vendor?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
That's amazing.
Anyone else have questions? DK.
Are we hoping to see more of the code of, in other words, material, or do we want him to do more material? Because I think what they have now is it's a good amount. We don't have the quick reference guide. We could, but I think the biggest difference for me is the tone and so which are we hoping to?
I think that it's both. I don't think that what we currently offer is enough, and maybe I'm wrong, but again, for example, we have schools like Columbia who again put out much more than what we do. If you look at this one here, they have this, but then also they created their own flyer, which they put out, things that our university is just not doing. They're very tiptoey and wishy-washy as to what they want to put out because they fear federal scrutiny. However, it's gonna happen anyways. Yes, Rafa.
I think this is a great resolution. I would just question because this is something that's brought up a lot in ISTAR, so like International Student Table for Visitor Relations, and whenever the question is asked, it's always ISIS always talks about like, oh, this is like, they keep it kind of like a bureaucratic answer in the sense that like, oh, we can't do anything because we have to check with people, and then people have to check with the higher up, and then they have President Jameson. So this whole system of like, I have to check with the other person.
Yeah.
So I would worry that that would be kind of a challenge to the resolution. I didn't fully read it, but is there like a mention of that? Or, like,
Yeah, the entire purpose of this is to establish centralization and one centralized contact and of effort. So all those organizations, like for example, they could put together a task force where every single one of these people sit on this task force, or instead of just the here, it's the goal is for them all to work in unison because they just don't. That's the entire.
Oh, okay, great.
It says it a couple times throughout.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So I'm just looking at every word.
Okay.
There's another one.
Boom. Where? Yes, Cleo.
This is not the developed document, do we have like something that says we don't think like, we are not writing this to encourage university to break any laws, like just for.
They can break laws if they want.
There's a section that says we're not.
You know, I think it actually does say this does not, like, I think it might be in the FAQs or something, or no, it doesn't. Yeah, no, the resolution is not meant to override federal law. It's to comply with what we currently have.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. We'll formally vote on this next week, just because it seems like a lot of people are tapped out. And I'm not sure what we have for quorum, but I do want to pass this pretty fast, so that way. And also this has been made in coordination with like, APS-CSC and LC and PIR have all had eyes on this. That's all.
Motion to consider the amendment to the Constitution.
Motion to
Consider the document.
Yeah, so is it up there?
Wait, let me just slide it to you. It's also in your email.
Wait, is it on the agenda?
Wait, I think it's really, I think that is. Oh, okay, I might have.
Everybody said, hey, Florida lost, UVA lost, who's playing right now? Who's
Wait, is it email?
No, it's speaker.
What?
Florida lost.
I did not know.
Florida lost.
Like $20.
It's a speaker.
Wait, point of order. Mustafa, I think so this amendment wasn't gonna be considered by the EDC.
Yeah.
So why are we motioning? You want to discuss it? This is the time to do my grammar fixes.
Your what?
My grammar fixes.
Yeah, well,
Okay, so Gustav made a motion to consider this document. Is there a second?
I can.
All elected members in favor of considering this document? Any opposed? Okay, this motion clearly passes. We'll now give you 3 minutes.
Okay, logic behind this is that I think 20% is too high of a bar to set for changing the Constitution. For example, when the MSA in 2024 did a referendum asking to divest from Israel that had 22% voter turnout, I don't think the UA Constitution will ever have something else as galvanizing to warrant like 22% of the body to come out. And so I think from there, the bar should likely be lowered to some degree, so it can allow for some flexibility or the possibility to change. My initial thought was like 80% of elected members plus 500 current undergraduates. Yadu had the idea, I think this is the proper idea, that instead of making it like one specific type, it can be amended in the following ways and offer like 3 or 4 options of ways you can propose or pass a constitutional amendment. So it can be like 50% of current undergraduates and or like 66% of UAEMs. The logic is basically like, in the case we want the ability to change the Constitution, for example, a process in which to move AMs into EMs when we are unable to do special elections, we then need like a bar that's not 20%. And then last thing is, initial idea was for this to be proposed to NEC tomorrow, and then they put it on the election ballot. However, they said they are unable to put it on the ballot by Wednesday. So I don't think this will go out as a referendum this semester. Wanted to bring it up as a thought. Any questions?
Just want to know, also the Constitution sort of governs us. It outlines a lot of the other branches, and Musa referred to it as not being able to have a special election. That's the NEC not doing a special election for us, even though they're supposed to do a special election to fill vacancies. We've had numerous vacancies throughout the year. This has been a consistent thing for many years. This is the main document that governs all of that. So there's just a thought there, but we'll do 5 minutes for questions.
Yeah, you should.
Gustav, why are you in such a rush to publish this then, or like for us to vote on this? If you haven't met with the NEC, and if I've only seen that as of like the emails that I got like today and yesterday.
Did meet with the NEC, and I'm not in a rush. I just wanted your thoughts. Yeah, Khalil.
Yes, I have 2 questions. First, what's the rationale between like for 500, which is around less than 5% of the current patients funds? That doesn't seem democratic at all. Second, if you use like Yado's idea, don't you overpower the UA over like the PSG as a whole, and the constitution like governs the whole PSG, and like the bylaws it's ours, but the constitution is like the whole population. So I don't think we have like the ethical responsibility for like even the legal to like change the constitution.
Yeah, I think to the first point, on like the 500 number. Wait, I think having multiple options allows like either it can be spurred up as like something that non-union members want, or if it's more weighted to the UA elected members, it can be something the UA wants, with obviously the caveat that certain like amount of undergraduates would need to do it. The reason I think it's important that UA has a say on this is because the Constitution specifically outlines duties of specific UA members, like the president and the vice president, and UA processes. And it then outlines like mission statements for the other branches. So like the way in which the other branches operate specifically is not in the UA Constitution. However, for the UA, the way we operate is also in the Constitution. And so I think the third part is also, we're obviously like the representative branch. I think it makes sense to be able to representatively amend the Constitution rather than a non-elected branch. And then the fourth thing is, like, I drew some parallels between this and like, for example, like how other like real governments would restructure the Constitution, like in the US, for example. I'm sorry.
I think if this is your intent, you need to change more of the language than what's being changed right now. The first thing would be, I genuinely think that absolute majority is a like mistake from the previous or from the original founders of this document, because then that would mean that, because an absolute majority means a majority of all the possible members that could vote, which is different from what the language seems to suggest, which is a simple majority of just 20%. The second thing I would say is that I think it's not as clear cut that there's two different voting options for an amendment. Because when I read it, I thought it meant you need to have a referendum and the UA needs to.
Yeah, wait, that was the initial idea, and then Yadi texted me like 30 minutes ago, and the doc hasn't updated. But yeah, the initial idea was for a constitutional amendment to happen, it would have to be both 80% of UA and 500 undergraduates. But I think a likely way is like that could be one option. Another option can be weighted towards students and unweighted on the UA, etc. Simon?
I think this is just a clarification question for how we're planning to go about this. So to amend this, we still need to have a referendum with an absolute majority of 20% of current undergraduates.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted it on the ballot for this election cycle, but I don't think the NEC can make it in time. So my thought process was like approve the idea to do this this semester, and then it'd be on the fall ballot for the freshmen. Because I think like outside an election cycle, no one's ever gonna get that threshold. Rafa?
Yeah, so I have two questions. First of all, do you think you'd be open to changing the number 500 from an absolute number to a proportional percentage?
Yeah.
Because I think that'd be better with how like people is changing. Second of all, I don't understand where you're coming from in the sense that you want to make it a bit more possible or realistic to make amendments. But then I have a question, do you not feel like the whole point of a constitution being different from the bylaws is the fact that the constitution is a lot harder to amend or change? Because again, I think I want to echo what they said, it governs more than just the UA.
Yeah.
And I just worry that if we have this option of like less people involved or more UA involved in it, it makes it seem a bit more centralized or more so like we want to change things, so we're gonna change how this, I don't know, like.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between difficult to change, which is impossible to change. I think 20% is impossible. And that's why like this 500 to 80% thing is like, we can rethink it, talk about different numbers, but I just want to make the idea possible. Pablo?
Do you know what percentage of the undergraduate population votes on like or voted in the past year in the spring?
Yes, so in the general election cycle from last semester, the president and vice president election had, I think it was like 35 or 37%, but that was also double the previous year. So I think that was an anomaly. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So did the NEC clarify what rule they're going off of if this was brought to a referendum, if it's just gonna be a simple majority of at least 20%, or if it's gonna be an absolute majority?
They have not, but I presume simple, like I can clarify with them, but also I think like this is likely a problem with NEC, like over summer and fall to figure out how to do it. You should go.
Is the fact that elections are coming up influencing in any way, like the way that you were carrying out your current role as vice president?
What do you mean?
And because it has to do with this amendment, because I feel like it was rushed to even consider the amendment.
Wait, I mean, like,
like,
wait, what do you mean influenced?
like, is it influencing the way that you're carrying out your current role? Like, are you still carrying out your current role to the best of your ability, or are elections influencing that?
Wait, I feel like every day I try to carry out my role, my best ability. I don't think there's any legit external pressures on what I do. So on.
With the 500%, would it include like UA elected members in that 500, or would it exclude like?
We can clarify that. That's a good point. I'll be exclusive though. Same time.
On Rafa's point, I do believe that the constitution should be harder to amend than the bylaws. But also, do you think 20% of our student body would be in favor of this constitutional amendment?
So I don't think 20% of the student body cares. The example is like, if a proposal in like 2024 of like May about like Israel divestment only gets 22%. I don't think anything PSG related would get like upwards or near that number, but it's worth a try perhaps. Cleo?
First, let me say this, I'm like, I agree with the basics of like amendments, we need something like that because 10% is too much, but like, I still believe that 5% is really low. Like in any, if I tell like the country it's like had 5% participation rate in amendment in like referendum, you're gonna say, oh, that's not okay, that's not democratic. So like, is there any way to make it maybe 10%?
Yeah, wait, I'm very open to like moving the numbers for either 80% or 500. Just let me know your thoughts on lowering the bar on this amendment, and then the numbers we can always figure out in the coming times.
Since you said that basically the only realistic way that a referendum could pass is if it's smashed into one of the election periods. With this, are you just using this period to like scope out like how to word it for like the next session? Because then it's gonna, if it's not gonna happen in the spring, it's gonna happen coinciding with the fall.
Yeah. Well, I think the point is to bring it up, get the ideas from you all and put on your mind, and then perhaps discuss it more on the 29th. And then we can always pass it in the next session so that it hits the ground running in the fall. Shika?
Through like what form of communication do you want us to like let you know our thoughts?
Preferably Slack. Okay.
What are
NECs?
Because like, I feel like it's their responsibility to get like more than 20% participation in elections. Because if we don't get 20% in elections, that's a very, very low bar. Like,
I think,
and they should do better work. Number.
Well, for putting their minutes.
Wait, but NEC like, I mean, NEC doesn't comment on the opinion of the referendum, obviously. Katie was like in favor of this, I believe. Oh, not in favor of the specific 580%. If Katie is watching this live stream.
So what am I typing?
Just type that Katie was in favor of the idea of us hearing this.
Right, just type, like write the word, just type that.
Just type that.
Like THAT.
And then also I think like this presumably a shared burden of like the candidates and the NEC to increase voter turnout. And Tommy.
I would argue that it's not just about like voter turnout, but like this amendment is again for the whole entire body, right? So it's like if we would want to have something be brought up, then like wouldn't we have to just work harder to advertise and make people care about it? That's the point of such a high bar and having it be such a large percent.
Yeah, wait, this is valid, but I think the prerequisite to that is like having the efficient systems and an efficient constitution to allow for the UA to be like the most flourishing it can be possible, which, for example, would be an amendment to then allow us to backfill in the times when there aren't special elections, so then we have more people in the UA to then do more lobbying for votes. So I think like this is the first step in the process to then create more people buy into the UA. Yeah, cool.
This is like a very like unprepared idea, but what about like we split it into if it is UA related, like the related section in the constitution, so we can use the UA vote for it. If it is something not UA related, we have to use like 10% or whatever percentage we want. Can we do that?
I mean, we can think about it, you know.
I'll just say we have the constitution has been amended in almost 17 years. Almost as old as some of us here.
17.
38.
Anything else?
Wait, wasn't there was the transit student, it's not transit, sorry, transfer student representative, wasn't that a constitutional amendment or is it not?
I believe it was.
Maybe my version.
I don't, it doesn't say it was.
Mine says 2009.
It was a bylaw. It might have been an NEC bylaw petition, or this, I don't think this is outlined.
I think it's mentioned on the constitution, but I remember reading a news article like 2018 recent.
I really want to live there.
The international student. RIP that.
Okay, anything else? Okay, that is all. Are there any other motions to consider documents or press statements?
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah. Is there a second? Please raise your hand. Any opposed? Thank you so much.
Guys, I'm gonna throw a party when this is all over.
Bobby, what was your question again? I just wanna get it going.
think you ain't budget. Rafa, it was 2011.
No, stay out of my wallet.
That's what we last. Wait, but then it links, wait, on our website it says 2011, and then I click on the link, which is what I was looking at, it says 2009.
It's like weird, I checked it, and I asked Katie, she was like, we just decided over conversation.
Bro, go ahead.
It's just conversation.
Man, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You should. I think, and like, I think they give me the conversation. And also like. I'm like, sorry. I was like.
Good job. Appreciate it. That was really crazy. I could not hear you.
I think my video came out pretty well.
Me too. Yeah. Thanks.
I think I was forgotten that was listening to that. This is Carol's laptop.
It's you.
Hate it. That's a library. After the lectures ends. Yeah. I was doing nothing. I don't know what's going on. Carol, good job.
How are you? I have faith.